You're listening to the Rebel Rebel podcast with Rory Carson. Tasha Vigeshtak, leis an fod curly Rebel Rebel, le Rory McCarson.
Well, folks, how's all doing? What's the crack? Welcome along another Rebel Sundays here on the Rebel podcast. Myself, Big Ro. Folks, so normally we're on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter, but as I'm still on a Facebook live ban, probably for another week or so, we're only on YouTube today. I don't know what the crack is with Twitter. It was going there around on Twitter on live, but for some reason it won't connect me. Maybe it's something to do with Elon Musk. Wants people to pay for going live on Twitter or something, I'm not sure. But we're live on YouTube, folks, so if you could do us a favour, copy and paste the link from YouTube and just send it around all your social media pages on Facebook or Instagram, whatever. Just let everybody know we're live on YouTube now at 4 o'clock today, folks. I just shared it myself on all of the Facebook pages, so I have. So please copy and paste the link, share it, and please join in, folks. We're here at 4 o'clock today for the next 3 hours or so. Our special guest today, folks, live at 2 o'clock. Our good friends from Clover, Paul, Tag and Peter. Now, as far as I know, they're not going to be in the same room. They're going to be dotted about Limerick from wherever they're based at. So we'll have to send them out 3 separate links to get them on. So looking forward to it there. As always, catching up with the lads from Clover, folks. Right, so I was opening a few comments. There's a few people watching already, a few comments coming in. So we'll see who is watching. At least we know everybody is watching on YouTube only. So there's no comments from Facebook and Twitter and all. Trying to get them all sort of separated. So first one today, James McMullen watching on YouTube. How you doing, mate? Cheers. Greg Groom, how you doing, Greg? Scott Temperley, how you doing, Scott? What's the crack, mate? Derek Delaney, first of our Dirty Dubs watch today. Afternoon, Rowan the gang. Have a great Rebel Sunday. Cheers, mate. Sinead, how you doing? Great to see you on, missus. Lee Curry, how you doing, Lee? James says, yeah, welcome Brendan Rodgers back. Yeah, we'll get into that later on. Obviously, we'll talk a wee bit about Brandy coming back to the Parkhead. Marty Heaney, what's the crack, Marty? Good to see you on again today. Valerie Delaney, thanks for the tribute to Christy, lovely. Yeah, I'm going to play that earlier on the show as well. We sort of video that I made up, montage of photographs for Christy Dignam, who was buried last week. Unfortunately, passed away in the last couple of weeks, sir. Obviously, a lot of people have their own stories about Christy. I have my own personal one, so I'll be sharing with you later on. He was a great guy, so he wasn't really, really sorry to see him pass away. And he was suffering for the last 10 years or so with cancer. Terrible the way he went through. So being 63, it's no age to be down, like, so it isn't. John Boy McElhaney, how you doing, John Boy? Hi everyone, looking forward to the show today. Joseph Rish, watching from Cleveland, Ohio. Happy days, mate. Cheers for tuning in from Cleveland, Ohio today. Somewhere a bit closer to land here is Joseph McGoy watching from Free Derry. Hello everyone, though we're not on till the 15th. We're not on till the 15th of July. Well, yes, yeah. So we're not back again till the 15th of July. Yeah, obviously I post that during the week. So Matt O'Reilly, probably the first West Belfast team we've had on the show for a while. Matt's going to be my guest on Sunday the 15th of July. So he is. So obviously I'm going away to Santa Ponsa next week for a very, very much needed and well earned holiday with the family. So can't wait. So yeah, it'll be away for a couple of weeks. So back with the live show on Sunday the 15th of July. So we'll talk about that later on, and also about Matt coming on the show. Jim McCaff, how you doing, Jim? What's cracking, mate? Afternoon, folks. Hail. Good man yourself. We're going to kick off the show today with a bit of Brick McFarland. And say I always dedicate this song to Big Bobby Story, whose anniversary was during the week, or so it was, and I still actually remember the day when I was doing the show live from my old studio up in my own house up the street. When the news came through, somebody had texted me, and I was just like in shock that Bobby had passed away. Obviously, it must have been the Saturday evening before, like, but the news was just starting to filter through, and I think the whole of West Belfast was just in total shock. So they were. It was anniversary this week, so anytime I do this song from Bick, I always sort of dedicate it to Bobby. So obviously, the song was on our album, Rebs for Hope. It's a tune called Terrorist or Dreamer, folks. So it's our first tune today on Rebel Sundays. Here we go.
Sackville Street, the curfew drove the restless out of sight. The black and tans marched up and down, the moon shone cold and bright. The shot was like a whip crack, pulled the first man off his feet. He died on bloody cobblestones while his comrades combed the street. They called up reinforcements, pulled the people from their beds. They were screaming, "Get the bastard!" but its fear was in their heads. Found him in a cellar, he was only 17, fighting for his country, dying for green. The sergeant dragged him by the hair and beat him to the ground. Into this young man's body he emptied every round. "Come out and take a look," he cried, as he marched his troops away. They went in stony silence, such a price to have to pay. Some knelt and prayed beside him, but it's too late anyhow. They said he was a rebel then, he's a hero now. In '66 this country sang the praises of the dead. We didn't call them rebels then, we used patriot instead. On every household TV screen we saw how hard they fought, how they spilled their life's blood, how freedom had been bought. The garden gates were opened up, the silent motorcades, cannons boomed and flags unfurled, solemn wreaths were laid. Prayers for those departed were called for loud and clear. For those who had been outlawed, but that was another year. The veterans lined up stiff and proud, their white hair ruled the wind, with their pride pinned to their gabardines, with thoughts upon their friends, and bitter wounds burst open, the scars of history went flying into our faces in stark reality. Just up the road from Sackville Street, but things are different now. They said he was a rebel then, he's a hero now. Along the Falls Road soldiers push their glances left and right. Kids of the English working class, soldiers overnight, tossed into the melting pot of bloody war and strife, never understanding and fearing for their lives. Outside the Glen Road Brewery, the bomb takes two away. The bomber's work is over, he's finished for the day. The terrorist or the dreamer, or the savage or the brave. It depends whose vote you're trying to catch, whose face you're trying to save. There's tea and cakes in Downing Street, there's whispers in the hall. Let's move the Curo di show, now our backs are to the wall. There's panic down in Leinster House, where words are seldom scarce. Send someone to Glasnevin quick to remember Patrick Pearse. Once more his crucifixion, it seems a lie somehow. They said he was a rebel then, he's a hero now. Once more his crucifixion, well, it seems a lie somehow. They said he was a rebel then, he's a hero now. He's a hero now.
There we go. That's kind of Brenton Bick McFarlane, folks, with Terrorist or Dreamer from our album there, Raves for Hope. And say that their memory, just Big Bobby Story. That say just Big Bobby Story. Couldn't say just about that man. He was just a man mountain and a pillar for everyone here in West Belfast, and sort of that's was inside with him over the years. Right, let's see. Back to a few comments. James says, yeah, have a great holiday. Cheers, mate. Joseph Agnew. Ro, great you're back. Go and enjoy again. Hail, good man yourself. James, welcome to the dark side, mate. What's the crack? Good to have you on today. Joseph had said, sorry, I didn't know you were on today. I thought your next show was the 15th of July. My mistake. There you go, mate. No, not a problem. Let's see. Jim McCaffrey, yep, tune. Derek says, yeah, I thought the same, Joseph. Jeez, I should have put the ad up for Clover a while ago that it was going to be on today, so it did. There you go. Let's see. Dan Breen says, Ro, could you play the Three Volunteers 50th anniversary today? Joseph says, respect the Bobby Story. Harry Townsend, how do you, Harry? Ro, can you play Parting Glass, please, by Milo? Right, I'll see if I'll have that on there, mate. It's not really the sort of songs we normally play on the show, like, but we'll see. James, well, yep, R.I.P. Bobby Story. Marty Heaney, R.I.P. Bobby, a life struggle as well as a life well spent, definitely. Let's see, John Boy McElhenney. Could you play Shanna Golden, mate? Can't get it out of my head since the last time you played it on the show. What? I think that was actually the first song I played 2 weeks ago, was it? Shanna Golden, aye. Eamon Malley, how do you, Eamon, what's crack, mate? Cheers for tuning in today. Afternoon all, getting informed for Tony Boy Ray and the Fallons later. Yes, I see Tony Boy's playing. I think it's actually his first gig in Belfast. Probably the first gig over in Ireland, as far as I know. Because when I was talking to him, trying to get him on the show a while ago there, obviously he said he wasn't interested in doing that because nothing to do with the show. He just sort of doesn't really like this kind of thing, putting himself out there and putting it on the platform and the media and stuff. But yeah, it's more or less saying that he's been stuck in Scotland, and that's more or less all the gigs he's done. So I think he's over there the day for it's a Celtic day, is it? I'll maybe try to find the flyer and put it up. And one of the ex-Celtic players, I think it's one of the ex-Lisbon Lions, is going to be there as well in the Fallons this afternoon, as far as I know. So I'll try and dig out the flyer from the Fallons, and I will get that on. Right. So I was doing a gig there last night in the Europa. Was it one of they call it the most bombed hotel in Europe? It's actually the last two nights. Brilliant gigs, to be honest. They weren't rebel at all. They were just sort of normal, bog standard party gigs. But last night was actually for the St. Teresa's school on the Glen Road here. It was Miss McAllister, the vice principal, was retiring, so it was like a end of the year do for all the staff. Plus, she was retiring, so it was a brilliant night. So good luck, Miss McAllister, on your retirement. Now, a few people did come up to me and they were like, "Oh, geez, mate, here is this going to be a bit of a Rebel Sunday show tonight?" I was like, "I don't think so tonight. Like, we'll see what happens." There was a few requests for a few Chucky songs, but I didn't really do any of them. I think because obviously you never know with schools and stuff, could be a mixed crowd there. So I did play Christy Moore Beeswing at the end, near the end of the film. They're all loving it, doing a wee bit of a sort of slow waltz all around the floor. But somebody did say, listen, he says, I'll be listening to your show tomorrow. He says, could you play the Wolf Tones for me, Men Behind the Wire? I said, not a problem. And I forgot to ask what the guy's name was. I will give him a shout, but he did come up and say, listen, mate, could you watch your show all the time? Brilliant. We've been watching it since lockdown, so cheers, mate. So I think this guy, he is a teacher in St. Teresa's, so he is. So there you go. Right, so so he was looking for the Wolf Tones, Men Behind the Wire. So here we go.
And tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire. Armoured cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire. Through the little streets of Belfast in the dark of early morn, British soldiers came a-running, wrecking little homes with scorn. Heedless of the crying children, dragging fathers from the bed. Watch the scenes of helpless mothers, watch the bullet fall from the head. Armoured cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire. Armoured cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire. Not for them a judge or jury, or indeed a crime at all. Being Irish means they're guilty, so the guilty one and all. Round the world the truth will echo, Cromwell's men are here again. England's name again is sullied in the eyes of honest men. Armoured cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire. Armoured cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire. Proudly march behind our banner, firmly stand behind our men. We will have them feet to help us build a nation once again. On the people step together, proudly marching on your way. Never fear or never falter, till the boys come home to stay. Armoured cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire. Armoured cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire. Through the little streets of Belfast in the dark of early morn, British soldiers came a-running, wrecking little homes with scorn. Heedless of the crying children, dragging fathers from the bed. Watch the scenes of helpless mothers, watch the bullet fall from the head. Armoured cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire. Armoured cars and tanks and guns came to take away our sons, but every man must stand behind the men behind the wire.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From the Northern Highlands to the Western Highlands, from the hills of Kerry to the streets of Derry. Oh, this land is made for you and me. As I went walking down the Shannon waters, oh, hand in hand with my little daughter, hear the church bell ringing and the children saying, oh, this land is made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From the Northern Highlands to the Western Highlands, from the hills of Kerry to the streets of Derry. Oh, this land is made for you and me. Then I climbed the mountain, saw Christy Dignam, and I heard a great roar from the rocky seashore. Her eyes were gleaming, she said, oh daddy, oh this land is made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From the Northern Highlands to the Western Highlands, from the hills of Kerry to the tried there, and our men will die there. Oh, this land is made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From the Northern Highlands to the Western Highlands, from the hills of Kerry to the streets of Freeterry. Oh, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From the Northern Highlands to the Western Highlands, from the hills of Kerry to the streets of Freeterry. Oh, this land was made for you and me.
There we go, that's the sound of this land there for you, from Paddy and the boys there in the Rebel Hearts in County Tipperary, from their album, I think it's Fight for Freedom, that one, is it? Let's check, let's see. Yep, Rebel Hearts are Fight for Freedom. Before it there was the Wolf Tones with Men Behind the Wire. Yeah, folks, it's Rebel Sundays here on the Rebel Podcast. Myself, Big Ro, right through to 4 o'clock this afternoon. So exclusively live on YouTube only today, as we're still on a Facebook live ban, basically because I uploaded a picture on Martin Dockerty's anniversary, and either a few people didn't like that there, or basically there's complaints put in or whatever, but just got the old thing from Facebook saying that it went against their community standards so badly that I got slapped on the wrist with a whole pile of different bloody bans that I can't comment in any groups for 29 days, can't go live for 29 days, can't advertise on Facebook for 29 days, yada 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 yada. But sure, listen, we're still here anyway, so we are, folks. I've these two wee fans here in front of me, and they're not doing any good at all. It's pretty roasting in this room today, even though it's pacing down outside, like, so it is. Marty, let's see, says, well, Peter and Tag be here. I think they're still playing with the bumper cars from yesterday. Yeah, so it's John Fallon's going to be in the Fallon. So Eamon has sent me the flyer for the gig today in the Fallon, so I'll get it up here in the next couple of songs. Derek says, leave my hotel alone, Ro. Well, here, listen, see if you are staying there, Derek, I may bring your own drink with you, because yeah, either like Tenants or Clonmel. That's about the only beer they sell on pumps, and it's I had a pint myself last night, and I think it was close to near £7 or something for a pint. Jesus, craziness. Feed the Bear, how you doing, mate? What's the crack? Afternoon, folks. Hail, hail. Joseph McGoy. Yeah, Derry Volunteers marches today from 12 to 3. Craig Shops to the City Cemetery. Yeah, I see Anne Sporado as well, so they are, for the Derry Volunteers weekend. They're playing a few bars in Derry this weekend, so they are. Let's see. There's Celine. How you doing, Celine? What's the crack, missus? Good to see you on. Joseph Agnew. Great song. How true. Derek says, hi Celine, Martin, you won't see Terry today in Greece. Yeah, I seen her posting out on there, so I did, that she's over in Greece, sun herself. Jim McKeff, Ro, big shout out to my Aunt Mary, Alan and Jared Fogarty from Dundalk. Cheers. Yep, big shout out to you listening. Cheers today. Marty says, you should be raging later when I post a picks up with Damien in the Rock. Literally, Damien only finished there in Santa Ponsa, Southwell last night. Their whole week they were playing, and he's straight home playing again in the Rock tonight, straight back into the gig. So he is. I seen he posted a picture with Paddy McDonald. Paddy was doing a couple of comedy gigs. I think he was doing Kelly's Bar on Friday, Southwell last night, and then he's back in Kelly's Bar again tonight. The pity we're over a week too late. The same. Haven't seen Paddy McDonald playing yet live, so I haven't. Definitely one of those ones where I'll go and see eventually, see him play. There's big Johan, the Swedish Provo. What's crack, Johan? Swedish Provo is here. Roll on, Puerto Rico. Good man, mate. Glad to see you finally booked up to go. What else do I have? Derek says, used to that in Dublin, Ro. Yeah, man, it's crazy. The price of drink. And I was actually talking to somebody about that during the week there. Just the price of drink and stuff and anything in the south is just, it's crazy. I know obviously you get paid a lot more and stuff, and because of the cost of living, but it's like ripping the piss out of it. Like, geez, that's madness. Oh, there she is there. Terry Craney, hi gang from sunny Greece. Good, happy days, Terry. Cheers to see you on. Listening today from sunny Greece. Happy days. Right, so I said earlier on there, folks, what I was going to do just be mentioning about Christy Dignam. So obviously Christy is he's an Irish legend. Aslan as a band are just They're phenomenal. Maybe should have been a lot bigger than they were. I think when they first started out, them and sort of U2 was like similar of busy, just no starting playing sort of maybe shitty wee bars and stuff and trying to get their name about. And obviously they done the tours in America and all that stuff as well, whatever, but it's well documented. Obviously, what's the documentary? Made in Dublin. It's a phenomenal documentary to watch. Obviously Tony, who's the original bass player from the band, features in it a lot. Really like Tony. Obviously he moved away to Australia, so he did, and left the band. But yeah, watch it, folks. It gives you a real insight. I think you can actually watch the whole thing on YouTube, so you can, the Made in Dublin documentary about Aslan. But obviously, we knew Christy was sick for a while, so I'm just so glad we got to go and see him live on one of their last gigs. They were doing a tour. I think it was meant to go on into this year, like a whole tour all around Ireland, really big gigs. So they were playing as part of the Fela Spring Festival last year in the Devonish. And as soon as the tickets came out, I was like, we're going to see them. I've just been to see Aslan like so many times, probably lost count. Like, been to see them all over in the south and in the north and whatever. It just never disappoints. But my sort of story where Christy Dignam comes is basically, so I used to DJ in Trinity Lodge years ago, way back in the day, and I was like a resident DJ. I tried all their nights, probably like 3-4 nights a week, all different sort of gigs. And Gary, the guy who owned the bar at the time, he was out on holiday somewhere, and obviously whoever he was out with knew Christy, and Christy was on holiday as well in Spain or wherever they were. And so he came back and he said, "Listen here, have you ever heard of Christy Dignam?" And I said, "I know what name, like," but obviously I knew the band Aslan. He says, "Well, Christy Dignam, he's the main singer from Aslan. He's going to do a couple of gigs in the bar here for us." And I was like, "What?" He says, "Yeah, he's going to come up and just do a couple of solo gigs." He said, "It's not in the band or anything, it's just himself. We're sort of talking to him on holiday, and he's going to come and do a couple of gigs for us." I mean, happy days. When is it? First one, he says August or whatever it was. So we got like posters and all made up and stuff, said like Christy Dignam, and literally like I think within an hour of the tickets going on sale, it was just sold out completely. That big hall at the time, Trinity Lodge, probably held about 300 people, and I can remember the first night he came in, and Gary picked him up from I don't know if somebody went and picked him up from Dublin, brought him up or whatever it was, because the first time he came and played, it was just himself. And obviously, so all he done, he handed me their live at Dublin CD and said, "Listen, mate, play it there. I'm going to busy sing over the background tracks or whatever. You might hear the sort of original tracks in the background, but I'm going to sort of sing over it." And I was like, "Not a problem, mate. Legend, they meet you and all, whatever, blah, blah." And he says, "Listen, you wouldn't have a satellite top I could wear for the gig?" And obviously, I was like, I had many satellite tops, but if I had to give him one of my ones, it would have been like a tent on him. So it would have been, so it wouldn't have fitted him at all. I don't know about hunting around and got a satellite top that actually was really small size, so it would fit him. And it was actually the one that was the old I think it was the last NTL satellite top. So it was the one with the V-neck before with the UF Cup final ones. And so he literally came out before he went on stage. He says, "Can you make me like a catwalk?" And I was like, "I mean a catwalk?" He's like, "No, like a walk to walk down the centre of the floor." So literally what we've done, we got like 3 big long buffet tables and sort of cable tied them all together and put them down the middle of the dance floor. Obviously, and it sort of attached to the stage. So literally Christy comes out as he does on his bare feet. He does everything on his bare feet. And I literally played the whole Live in Dublin CD from start to finish. And he came out and the people were just slapping it up, and he was walking up and down the catwalk and stuff and all three was whatever. And just people were just adoring him. And obviously, since that gig, we got him in the bar. We played 4 different times. A couple of times he came up on his own. Then a couple of times he came up with, I think it was his son-in-law, come up with a guitar, and he done an acoustic set. Just amazing. And the thing that's sort of a bit sad now is like I never got a photograph with him and any of those any of the gigs done with him, which is probably then the smartphones now weren't about and stuff, whatever. And like the phone I had was really shitty sort of phone, so I couldn't even probably get a picture. But raging, like when you look back now, the amount of time I spent with him. I mean, we were sitting actually with a couple of meals and stuff with him before the gigs. Didn't get any photographs, but probably the more personal one was on my 30th birthday. Aslan were playing at the King's Head here in Belfast, so were, and Laura, we actually hadn't been going together that long. We'd just moved into our first apartment. She had planned me like a surprise 30th birthday party. And you cannot keep nothing from me. Like literally, I knew about this here party about 2 weeks before it was happening, but obviously I didn't let on. And so we went to the King's Head for a meal beforehand. And I knew Aslan were playing there, but obviously I couldn't say, oh, come on, go here instead. I knew the party was happening, so I didn't really want to spoil the surprise. And I was talking to a guy downstairs, another guy who supports the band and went to watch the band all over the place. And he come up to me and said, oh, yeah, Christy's going to be here soon now, whatever. I said, I can't go to the gig, we're having like a party in the house tonight, whatever. He said, oh, shame, that's a brilliant gig. So literally, we're sitting there eating our dinner, and the next thing, who walks up? Christy, upstairs to the restaurant. He says, all right, Rory, what's happening? Oh, blah, blah. I said, Jesus, mate, what's the crack? Introduce him to Laura and all, whatever and stuff. He says, she is here for the gig, and he says, listen, I can't, there's a surprise party planned for me in the house here, and Laura's sort of looking at me, oh, how do you do, you know? He's like, oh, no, David was telling me there, whatever. He said, but reason you can't come to the gig, but it's great to see you and all, whatever and stuff. Again, didn't get a picture with him. So since then, he got us free tickets for the gigs in the Empire, the gigs in Dublin at the Point at the time and stuff, whatever. Been all over the same. And anytime we did go to see the band, he always sort of maybe see me from the floor and he called down or whatever and stuff. And the guy's just a legend. I mean, and just to see him, what he went through throughout his life was just, he had a bad life. Like, I mean, obviously, a lot of people say, oh, it's self-inflicted, what he done with the drugs and all and stuff, whatever. But what a singer, what a songwriter, and what a guy. Like, so obviously, whenever he passed away during the week, I wanted to do something on the show today for him. Like a wee sort of tribute. Now, there's lots of songs we maybe could have played. Obviously, none of this is Rebel stuff, but listen, it's Christy Dignam we're talking about here. None of it is Rebel songs. So, probably my favourite Aslan song is This Is. But obviously, people say, oh, but a crazy word and all this here, blah, blah, blah. The one song that I want to do from their Live in Dublin album is a song called This Time. It's a bit slower now, so but I think when you listen to it and listen to Christy's voice in it, it's just, and all the crowd coming in, singing on the live song, it's just amazing. Like, and it probably suits what we'll do the wee tribute for the day. So what I've done is, I got a load of photographs of Christy from the very start, from Aslan first started out until literally the last, more or less, one of the last pictures it was took with Christy. So it was, we'll go do this here now. I've basically put music to the photographs. So this is obviously, it's Aslan from their Live in Vicar Street album. And this is the song This Time. And so it's basically dedicated to Christy Dignam, who passed away 2 weeks ago, sadly buried there last Saturday. So Christy, mate, it was great meeting you. Great sort of getting to know you and stuff and spending a lot of time with you. Not a lot of people can say that they've done that there. I did, so proud of that there. So this is Aslan with This Time. Especially dedicated to the late great, the legend that is Christy Dignam, folks. So just enjoy this here.
Drawing faces in a padded room with nothing but echoes of screams. Am I insane? Am I untamed? Is this the answer, or is it a game? Feels like nothing, and it looks like you're nothing at all. This time, has the world forgotten about me? Am I left here to suffer my pain? Call out to mother, 'cause there ain't no other can stop you from crying again this time. Oh, this time. Changing places where you first found love. Now everything's falling apart. Are you alone, too far from home? Are you just mindless, or are you the fool? Feels like nothing, and it looks like you're nothing at all. And we all this time. Has the world forgotten about me? Am I left here to suffer my pain? Call out to mother, 'cause there ain't no other can stop you from crying, crying again this time. This time I ain't got no fear. This time, everything I ever wanted was here. And you feel like you're nothing. Feels like nothing at all. Feels like you're nothing at all. Call out to mother, there ain't no other can stop you from crying, crying again this time. Oh, this time. Call out to mother, 'cause there ain't no other can stop you from crying again. Call out to mother, 'cause there ain't no other can stop you from crying again. Call out to mother, 'cause there ain't no other can stop you from crying again. Call out to mother, 'cause there ain't no other can stop you from crying again. Thank you. Thank you.
There you go, folks. That was Aslander with This Time. Again, especially dedicated to Christy Dignam. Normally wouldn't play nothing like that in the show at all. I mean, that isn't sort of rebel related, but bit of an exception today, especially for that. Just a great man, folks. Definitely want to do something this afternoon, so I put that out there during the week. Just gathered a lot of sort of pictures of Christy from the very start of the band right through to sort of the end. And obviously, that last one there was like it was basically of Christy. That one of the last pictures was ever took of him, so it was. So right, hopefully we'll go have the lads from Clover on the show in the next 10 minutes or so. I think Paul is just on there now. I can see his head, so I can't see the rest of him yet. So hopefully Tag and Peter will jump in very soon. So what we'll go do is we'll go to the first song from the lads here. And then we'll get them on and do our interview with Clover today. So the one we're going to do is, I say it's a song that was written by the band. Well, they have a couple of original songs. This one was written by Peter. It's called a song called The Battle of Colbert. This is one a few years ago they done a recording that was never really released in the stadium. It's Leinster's, Munster's rugby ground, so it is, Thomond Park, sorry. So this is the Battle of Colbert. So we'll talk about this here song when we get the lads on. So this is Clover, folks, original track, back when Trevor was in the band as well. So you'll hear a bit of a accordion playing. So this is Clover, folks, with the Battle of Colbert, and hopefully once this is done, we'll have the lads live on the screen. Here we go.
Again, a song written by the band, a song about one of the leaders from 1916, one of the unsung heroes of 1916.
Have a listen. See what you think. He was shot in Kilmainham jail in May 1916. For God and for country, for Ireland and Queen. 27 years of age, he fought or died for what he was. Con Colbert from West Limerick, rebel leader with a call. And sitting here in Colbert Station on that bleak December day, our thoughts cast to a hero who's known by few today. Forgotten hero of a path, freedom fighter to the last. Con Colbert is a story of a leader fighting hard. Back in 1908, Colbert joined the IRB. Tina Erin quickly followed for to set our country free. The gallant Captain Colbert, an Irish volunteer, side by side with Piercy fought the cause of the vision they would see. He was shot in Kilmainham jail in May 1916. For God and for country, for Ireland free. 27 years of age, he fought and died for what he was. Con Colbert from West Limerick, rebel leader with a cause. Upon the 1916 rising of the soldiers' little state, commanded men and Watkins Brewery, then Marrowcone Lane. When they were ordered to surrender, Colbert was in command to save the lives of his comrades for God and country home. Oh, they were marched to Richmond Barracks and Fort Marshall by the crowd. Transferred to Kilmainham jail, execution handed down. I'm proud to die for the cause, they were his final words. When armed presented and shots fired, Colbert got his nation proud. He was shot in Kilmainham jail in May 1916. For God and for country, for Ireland free. 27 years of age, he fought and died for what he was. Con Colbert from West Limerick, rebel leader with a cause. No, he was not a statesman or a man of intellect. They shot him down by fire and spot, but his memory will reflect of a working class hero, a brave soldier to the fray. Captain Cornelius Colbert killed and gone in the He was shot in Kilmainham jail in May 1916. For God and for country, for Ireland free. 27 years of age, he fought and died for what he was. Con Colbert from West Limerick, rebel leader with a cause. He was shot in Kilmainham jail in May 1916. For God and for country, for Ireland free. 27 years of age, he fought and died for what he was. Con Colbert from West Limerick, rebel leader with a cause. Con Colbert from West Limerick, rebel leader with a cause.
There we go, folks. Welcome along. That was Clover there, folks, with the Ballad of Con Colbert. So we'll get into that actual song a wee bit later on in the interview. So, lads, can you all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Is that your kids in the background, Paul? Is it? I hear somebody.
Yeah, enough sound.
Right, folks, so welcome along, lads. So you're no strangers to the show. After you've been on a couple of times, so welcome along, welcome back again. Thank you very much for coming on this afternoon. So listen, first of all, tell us whereabouts you are all situated in and around Limerick. No, you obviously aren't in the same place. So whereabouts are you, Paul?
I'm in Kilmallock, County Limerick at home.
Right, where were you at, Peter?
I'm in the city. I'm the only real Limerick person in the band. I'm in the town in Limerick City, the ancient city of the walls.
And what about Tag here? He was playing a bit of Minecraft or something there before he came on, was he?
You could call it Minecraft, I suppose. Yeah, I'm in Charleville. I'm about 10 minutes from Paul. If I throw a stone, it'll probably hit Paul's.
Which is in Cork. It's not in Limerick at all.
Oh, I see.
Half a Cork man.
Yeah.
There we go.
Not a Cork man.
But we don't He's a Limerick man living in Cork.
Yeah. So listen, obviously, lads, for maybe a few people that aren't really familiar with the band, who obviously haven't seen this one before, so Paul, obviously you're the sort of the main man that started the sort of band off. So firstly, tell us a bit about where and when sort of Clover started, and obviously the other 2 years, when did you sort of come into the band? Go ahead, Paul.
So we started Clover back in 2003, which is what, 20 years this year, isn't it? Yeah. So we started the band as a kind of, just because people had said to us for years and years, kind of like, you know, they'd heard us sing, called us up to sing at a party or whatever, and they said, you know, you should be playing, you should be singing, you should be playing. And we were like, no, you know, it wasn't really something that we thought we could do, like, you know. And then my brother went and did after, when he finished school, did an apprenticeship, and, you know, money was tight. And, you know, as a way of kind of making a little bit of extra money, we that's what we just said, we'd have a go in the pubs and see how we get on. And it just all went from there.
Right, so I see, Peter, when did you come into the band then? What stage?
I think I came into the band in 2016, I think.
Yeah, 2016.
Paul might correct me on that. Yeah, 2016. I started out playing music with my father, and then I went on my own for a couple of years. But I haven't seen, growing up in Limerick City, plenty of good ballad groups and rebel bands in Limerick that I would have grown up seeing. I always wanted to be in a band, and it's pure luck, really, because a friend of mine tagged me in a post on Facebook of somebody looking for musicians to do some gigs with a band, and it just happened to be Paul. And I answered the ad, and we met. And the cliche is, the rest is history, really.
So what about yourself, Tag? When did you come involved with the band?
I'd say it was about a year after Peter. Would it be 2017? Does that sound right, Paul? Would it be?
Yeah,
probably would have just about a year, I'd say. Yeah,
just about a year. Yeah, is when I came in. But I would have grown up watching Clover when they first started. So they did playing in my local surroundings as well. So I would have seen the original Clover when it first began. So I wasn't a stranger to Paul or all things Clover. Kind of I kind of knew the ins and outs of it, and myself, I was just kind of freelance music for the past couple of years.
I was going to say, obviously, because you're probably the kid of the band, the youngest, like.
Yeah,
these two old codgers, like. So
he's not that young.
What's your background, Tag, and involving music, like?
Yeah, so I kind of started off with acoustic guitar, and I was kind of interested in folk, rebel, just Irish music in general, really. And I kind of fell in with trad groups, and I fell in with sessions and all that throughout the years. So it's kind of it was my first opportunity, really, to kind of enter a traveling band, so to speak. But it was, like Peter said there, the rest was history after that.
Yeah. So Paul, obviously, I've been aware of you as a band, obviously, for a good lot of years now, probably from the live show started when we sort of linked up. Obviously, you have always sort of stayed true to your sort of rebel beliefs as a band. I mean, how does sort of doing gigs in certain parts of the south compare to maybe playing in the north, maybe it's Donegal as well and stuff? Are there sort of any gigs that maybe when you do you sort of seem that the crowd more or less just aren't sort of into the songs usually you're trying to play? Obviously, maybe they might want to rather hear something a bit more trally and stuff, or usually you're trying to play songs with maybe like sort of dead IRA volunteers from the north, and you're sort of having to try to educate them a lot of times. That way you sort of see it in some parts of the south, or?
Yeah, it's different. It is very different to play in the south than playing in the north. But I mean, there are places. I mean, we played in the Friars Walk in Cork last week, and you don't need to educate anybody in that pub. But I mean, definitely there are pubs that just don't get the rebel music. You can go in and you can play. I mean, you can play the likes of Grace or Sean South, and like everyone instantly is going to know those songs. But I mean, if you think about a song like I don't know, Pierce Jordan or something like that, would be completely lost in some bars. So yeah, there is a little bit of education to be given, but I mean, at the same time, we are musicians and singers, and I guess people are out for a night as well. So some bars people won't take the education. Some bars they will, but some bars they won't.
To say, I asked you that because obviously we were up, went down to see us in Shannon there a few weeks ago at the Wolfstone GA Club, and obviously I was sort of sitting watching some of the crowd. I know that it wasn't a big crowd that night, 'cause there was a few things happening in the town with the local football team and stuff, but I think obviously I had some of our family was there, and like they're originally probably sort of from the north, they would have knew about the sort of like, the troubles and stuff and what went on. But I think watching a lot of the other crowd that were in, that was dotted about the place, and some of the songs you were doing, and there was just like, there was more interest in the Man on the Moon and some of the sort of songs you were trying to sing. Do you find, is it like sort of hard to sort of get up to do some of these gigs sometimes, where you're feeling you're sort of just sort of fighting against a brick wall when you're trying to sing these songs, and the people just want to go out for a pint and sort of aren't really interested in some of the songs you're playing? Like,
I mean, it can happen, but I mean, the gig you are talking about, I mean, you know, it's far and few between that you will kind of get such a big. There was a big group there that day. They had been out for, you know, a few rounds of golf or whatever, and you know, they weren't going to be, you know, dragged into a Rebel gig, you know, no matter what you did. So I mean, you know, there are gigs where Rebel music will work, and there are gigs that, you know, no matter what you do, you're just not going to drag people in front of you in, you know. So it's, yeah, at that stage you just have to dig in and just still kind of do what you love and you know, keep going with it, and that's that.
Yeah. Peter, obviously, we'll kick the interview off here with one of the Clover original songs. Obviously, I've sort of talked to Paul sort of at length about this here, but maybe they want to re-record like this song here, Con Colbert and the Bloodshed in the Valley. Tell us a bit about this here. Obviously, you wrote this one yourself. This was recorded when Trevor was still in the band, because obviously you can hear the accordion. So tell us a wee bit about Con Colbert, who he was, what the sort of song was about, and obviously, is there any plans to maybe re-record this and actually put it out maybe in the future as a release?
Yeah, well, I always had an interest in some of the lesser known people in the 1916 Rising, you know, and Con Colbert, being a County Limerick man, caught my attention pretty quickly, you know, and I had been to Arbor Hill, and I went out to his house in a place here called Castlemahon in County Limerick, which is where he was born. And I just stood there for about an hour and took it all in, you know, and I said, I'm going to write a song about this guy. You know, nobody talks about him, nobody speaks about him. Maybe it was his Grace and all the other Night to Foggy Dew and all the other 1916 songs. But Con Colbert was a right-hand man for Padraig Pearse. Like, no, he was a very important man. I just felt he deserved a song to be written about him. You know, there's the famous thing with Con Colbert is that when he was being executed, such was the man that the British soldier that was executing him put a piece of paper in the middle of his chest as a mark as to where he was going to shoot him. And Con Colbert said to the soldier, would it not be better if you put it nearer my heart? You know, so he would die quicker, like. So I wrote the song then, but so we did a couple of live recordings of the original songs. Like, I'm very self-critical anyway. You know, the lads in the band would know that about everything. But even I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Con Colbert, the song. You know, sometimes I think it's a cracking song that I wrote, and then other times I think it could have been better. You know. Yeah, exactly. It is a good song, and people do like it. So I would like to record maybe a proper version of it. At some we will record. I have another song written as well that we haven't put out at all. So we will eventually get to this. We'll put out some of our original stuff. And main Bloodshed in the Valley, I've always said it to Paul, I think it's an absolutely cracking song. Yeah, definitely it is. Two brilliant songs. So would you play them, like say them two songs at any of your gigs? I mean, recently, or I mean, is it they sort of would have been that time it was recorded in Thomond Park the last time you sung them songs, or? Yeah, we haven't played them much, no, to be honest. Sorry. No, we've played Con Colbert a lot. The challenge with Peter is to try and keep him playing it. It's a great song, and I think it's one of the best songs at a gig. It's a brilliant song. I mean, I knew that song the very first night that we played it. I knew it. I said, "This is a good song."
it just made people move from the minute we played it. And
yeah, it's very lively. That's what it's like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant song. But I suppose, like, again, what Peter said there, he's got a bit of a love-hate relationship with the song. But personally, for me, it would be, it would be on every set list that we would have, like, but a bit of a challenge sometimes to get Peter to believe in the song, maybe not believe in it, but, just to keep him playing it, like,
Yeah. Tag, I see you obviously yourself as well. You've started sort of coming in and singing a lot more. A couple of the songs you're doing, I mean, is that something you want to do more? I mean, is there sort of songs you've been practicing that you want to put out and say, listen, like, can I do these ones, whatever and stuff? Or
Yeah, I suppose in the past year or so, I kind of wanted to bring a bit more in. So I had a chat with the lads and I said, look, years ago, I would have been a singer, well, to some extent, like, but I got very lax in that, and I kind of just focused on playing. So I kind of had a chat with the lads and I said, look, there's a few songs that I like there. And I said, look, again, I'd like to get them out there. Some songs the lads mightn't already have on the set list. So I kind of started from that avenue, and slowly but surely now we're kind of building up a little bit of a repertoire as well. So hopefully that'll keep going.
yeah,
he wanted to steal some of my songs as well.
I have about 5 Paul songs robbed already. So.
There's a thing in this band where people like to steal my songs.
They don't want to learn new songs. They don't want to learn new songs, so they just pick whatever songs Paul is singing and they learn those.
Yeah, I must have a look at
everyone who's come into the band has done that. They've robbed songs off.
Well, Paul, obviously, you as a band will be booked out quite quickly throughout the year. Obviously, seen a while ago, you put up saying, listen, look, that's us booked, we're booked solid. I know, obviously, you had sort of said about the wish you sort of had to let the few weekends free, because it's sort of a bit like myself as well. You've literally no time for family life. But for me, like, most weekends, I would be maybe DJing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a lot, but me, it's mostly all local gigs. But when I look at yourselves, some of the lengths you travel to in the south, do gigs, one on a Friday, maybe one on a Saturday, and then somewhere like away in the country on a Sunday. Is that a part you actually enjoy doing? Or do you think it's just sort of a necessary evil of being like a sort of travelling band? You need to sort of travel the far flungs of the country to go and get yourselves about, like?
Definitely a necessary evil, but it's kind of back to the whole the rebel music scene as well. Like, you want to play bars where the rebel music is kind of, accepted and where it's going to really work, So a lot of the time you are traveling to different areas. Like, we were in Cork City last weekend. In a few weeks' time there, we're playing in Letterkenny. So you're traveling, but you are going to places where where it's gonna, your gig is gonna be appreciated. So that makes it worthwhile to travel. If you didn't, you wouldn't do it otherwise.
Is there any sort of venues, maybe north or south, that you really look forward to doing? I know you've obviously said there about the Wolf Home in Letterkenny. You've mentioned that a few times when I spoke to you. That seems to be like any sort of rebel bands play there seem to say it's just the crowd just get it. Even like the owners of the bar, they're really great to work with and stuff. As for being like a rebel band, like.
Yeah, the Wolf Tongue for me would be probably one of them. I really loved playing in the Friars Walk in Cork last week, and that was just an absolutely brilliant crowd. The boys in as well, they might have one as well.
What about yourself, Peter? Is there any place you like travelling to?
Well, I love Donegal, and my dad was born in Donegal, so anything we do in Donegal, I absolutely love it. I love the drive to Donegal, and I love everything about Donegal.
Is that including the bumper cars and the
whole lot? I got ambushed in the Dodgems in Bundoran.
You didn't get enough.
But in recent times, my favourite, I have had lots of favourite gigs over the years. It's hard to think of them all, but in recent times, I'd say my favourite one was the Rock Bar on Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
And that was thanks to you for getting us into the Rock Bar, Robert. Easter Sunday at the Rock Bar, looking at the parades beforehand and doing the gig. For me, in recent times, that's one that'll live long in my memory.
Yeah, I'll definitely think when we speak to any band comes over, like busy playing West Belfast at Easter, it's just like it's something every band has to do. Like, you know,
even watching the parade beforehand and then getting up to stage to do our gig, it sets the emotions going, you know. And,
aye, definitely, yeah.
And when you're singing the songs, it's just, for me, it was special. It was really special, that particular gig.
What about yourself? And obviously, Tag is writ here on his name because I was slagging him Tidge, so I think he's writ it. So he has that isn't actually the way his spelling his name is. That's just the way when I first met him, I couldn't pronounce his name. And I said, "Well, what's his name? Tidge or Tag?" So obviously, it's sort of like a running joke, but it's actually Tag. But he's just writ it there, just obviously a bit of a joke. So what about yourself? Is there any sort of venues you like around the country? Obviously, I know you must do out of the driving that you are. It's Paul normally has to drive he's about, isn't it? So you're like a passenger, I would say, is it?
I'm the lookout.
The
I
lookout.
have a very important job, you know. I sit in the back and I keep watch, you know. I keep watching the road, make sure speed vent. No, but yeah, I suppose any kind of venue like the Donegal or the Letterkenny gig there and the Rock are two that kind of resonate with me. But what I do particularly like is when we're playing a gig, you know, and you're not kind of sure what way the crowd are going to get it, but then someone comes up and asks you for a song and you're like, okay, there's people in this show that actually understand, you know, what we do. And then when you play it in, you know,
especially an obscure song, sorry, Ty, but especially an obscure song that they ask for that's not a really well-known Rebel song, where they ask for a lesson, it's brilliant, like.
Yeah, I mean, like, where were we playing? Was it Tralee one night, lads, and someone asked for Pierce Jordan, and you know,
and that's down in Kerry, like, it's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. And then you say to yourself, then, okay, these people get it, you know, and then it just completely changes the atmosphere. Somewhere where you're not going to expect that kind of, I suppose, interest into what we do. So it just really hits home when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll always remember a gig in Dunlow. The Bridge Inn, is it the Bridge House or the Bridge Inn in Dunlow?
Bridge Inn, yeah.
And we were someone came up to us and asked us to play the Station of Knocklong, which was a song that, you know, we'd be fairly well known for doing, and that song was pretty much dead in the water as regards people weren't singing it. We picked it up off of a great singer who's now he's no longer with us, a guy called Johnny Dunnigan, and it was a song that we wanted to kind of keep out there, and then just out of the blue to have someone, you know, at the opposite end of the country come up to us at the gig and ask us for the song was brilliant, you know. So yeah.
Well, that's probably part of the reason as well why I asked you could I use it on our album that we released. When the first time I heard it, I was just like, I had never ever heard the song before, and it just blew me away. Like, it was a brilliant version of it. So it was like. Obviously, what one gig is to be back here. It's going to be here in West Belfast, lads. Obviously, for the very last big fans gathering here in December for the final one. Obviously, so it's pretty fitting. You've done the very first one, the PD. You've done the Rock last year. Obviously, you're going to come back here in December to headline the last one. So see that obviously the likes of this here gig here. Would you have sort of found that without sort of doing these gigs, annual ones in Belfast, it's opened you up to a whole sort of new broad sort of maybe viewers and listeners that may need to have heard using before, like, or
yeah, it definitely has.
Sorry for.
No, it definitely has. It has. You know, it couldn't but have. You know, I mean, we hadn't played in Belfast up until the first big fans gathering, and I mean, look at the night that was just an amazing night. You know, and then all the better we got to record. You know, probably, you know, our big album out of that. So I mean, it's definitely connected us with Belfast. That hopefully a connection that will last now. You know, Peter, go on, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, since that first night in the PD, you know, the amount of people that would have come up to us saying, "Oh, we've never heard you before, but you were absolutely brilliant," you know, and it's just opened. It's a whole new audience, like because down the south here in Kerry and Cork and Limerick, I suppose as well, that would be known. The name would be known, you know. But when you go to Belfast then and into the north, the people who have never heard our music or the band that will be started playing in Belfast, you know. So
and I suppose
it's absolutely brilliant.
And a sentimental thing about that as well, we actually got it on recording, you know, in the live CD. So we'll always have that to treasure. You know, we actually have it.
Yeah.
You know.
Tag, obviously, you put on there on Facebook or a few weeks ago about this here new bass guitar you got. So
that's right, yeah.
What tell us about it? So is this like do you get this here sort of commission, the purpose built, or what?
No commission as I know of anyway. No, still 20 cent there. No, so I got a custom made. So kind of to my own specifications. So it's the Limerick colours, so it's completely kind of a green, emerald green, I suppose is the right colour to call it. And it's got white pickups, so the things that make the amplification out of it are white, so it's got a kind of a green and white vibe to it. And
if he said it's not big enough already, he got his name on the neck of the guitar, in case people forget his name.
Just in case I forget,
Yeah. Just in case you forget that.
But I suppose another kind of a good thing about that is it's a left-handed bass because I'm a lefty. It's got my name on it, so look, if anyone was to steal it or anything, it wouldn't be much good to anybody. That's how unique it is.
They need to find a left-handed bass player called Tig.
Yeah, I'm sure there's one out there. We'll have to do a kind of a call out. There's surely another one.
I think Big Pat from Shebeen's actually the only other left-handed bass player I know of. So it's like on the Rebel scene. So he is.
There you are.
So also Tag, obviously about 3 weeks ago, you sort of you put a post up and it set basically Facebook on fire for about 3 days.
I broke the
of
internet.
This. You did. So tell us about this sham or of what Marty called it, Tag's lettuce breakfast that you put up. What came to your mind? Were you on a dad or something, or what was like what was?
I suppose the idea behind that Limerick were playing that evening, and
you did a bit of green out, did you? Like?
For those of you that are watching, you're going to get the hidden reveal here. It was a mini breakfast.
A mini breakfast, okay.
All right, but so I ordered a breakfast, and I'd be teasing Peter, so. Me and Peter, we actually do it on our WhatsApp group as well. Like I could be sitting at home eating a salad or something, and he'd send me on a picture of chicken.
Never ate a salad in your life.
Never ate a salad.
Yeah, and you're not going to tease anyone with that breakfast.
Not with a salad anyway.
But yeah, my expectation wasn't to completely put the country to a standstill, but here we are.
It definitely set a few alarm bells ringing. People was like, "What the hell is this here?" Like, Jesus, did you see what he put up there? And then,
I think Peter redeemed us though, because when Marty came down, he showed him a good breakfast, didn't you?
Marty it's not your typical breakfast in the south, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
James. We started calling it Frygate there for a while.
Very good. Aye. Right. Well, listen, lads. Obviously, part of the reason that I got you on today was to talk about the battle of the ballads sort of contest that you're involved in. Obviously, tonight is the deadline for voting, and I think you are still a good bit maybe in front there of Cork. See, you are obviously
we're ahead by a whisker, not a good bit, a whisker.
Right, so what's a whisker? Right at the minute,
we're ahead by about 20 quid, I'd say.
About 20 votes in it, I think. Yeah.
Right.
So
okay.
It's going to come down to the wire.
Jesus.
Come to the wire.
Tell us a wee bit about what this thing is about. Obviously, how you got involved in, who asked you to take part in it, and what the whole competition or sort of contest as such is about. Then.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, I just got a phone call out of the blue from Limerick City Sinn Féin a couple of months back. Who told me that they were running that there was a competition being ran to raise funds for the hunger strike commemoration, which is which is happening in Cork on the 24th of August. And just one of the ideas that they were obviously funding is an issue for commemorations like these. They cost a lot of money. So one of the ways that they were going to raise some funds for the hunger strike commemoration was to run this battle of the Ballads competition. So all the counties in Munster were going to be able to put forward somebody to take part. So they were asking us if we would represent Limerick. So yeah. It was lovely to be asked to represent Limerick.
So the song, did they ask you what to do a certain song, or did you sort of know yourselves what song you want to pick for it, or what?
Yeah, well, no, you could pick any song you wanted, but I mean, we had just brought out "No Criminal in Me," the album, which I mean, is an album dedicated to the 40th anniversary of the hunger strikes. So we had multiple hunger strike songs on that album. So it was always going to be a hunger strike a song that we were going to pick, seeing as there was a connection there to the hunger strike commemoration.
So it's this evening is the voting finishes then. So what happens there? Is there going to be a live sort of thing on Facebook or something, say right, that's who the final winner is, or what do you does the winning band get to play at the commemoration, or what's the sort of, what do you win for actually whoever gets the most votes, or?
That's a good question, because my wife only asked me about that actually over the weekend. She asked me, what is the deal with, the winner? Is there like a night held, or what? How does it work? I don't really know. That was never really discussed. We were just, put the song in and, let's get on with the voting and see. But I mean, yeah, I guess it sounds good anyway, Rolf. If they're not planning that, that's what they should be planning. Yeah, maybe the winner to play at the commemoration. Yeah.
So you have picked Death for Revenge. I think it was Pangerban originally wrote this, wasn't it? Was it Demons or this song?
Well, Peter decided to sing this one, so let him have a chat about it.
I think it was Pangerban, yeah. We were doing the research before we recorded the album as to all of the songwriters and composers. Most of the songs we knew already, but with that particular one, now, I couldn't be exactly 100% sure, but as far as I'm aware, it was Pangerban that wrote that song, yeah.
Yeah. So, how can people vote? Is there a certain site you have to go on to? Or I'm sure, Peter, you'd probably put the link up here for us in the comments when you get off here. So tell us about how the voting works and how much it costs you to vote. Can you? What way does that work then?
The voting finishes at 9:00 tonight. If anyone would like to vote for our song or entry, you can go onto Battle of the Ballads 2023 on Facebook, and all the links are there. But I will put the link for our song into the video as soon as we come off the interview, so they can go there. But we need every vote we can get. So €1 is equivalent to one vote.
Or £1, whatever.
Or £1, yeah. And people can vote then as much as they want, or as many times as they want as well. Now, we've done really well, I think, what is it, 2 weeks, 14 days, and we've been in first place. We've led the way for 12 out of 14 days, and we've led for the last 9 days straight. So whether we win, lose, or draw, we've done well. Now, who knows what will happen in the next couple of hours, where payments might come into other counties, but that's for them to deal with. But we've done well. Sure. So to us, we haven't lost. To lead 12 out of 14 days is very, very good, because at the start we were just thinking, how do we want to do in this thing, And we said, let's just see how it goes. And as long as we don't finish in last position, then we've done well, But we've exceeded all our expectations already. So
in the beginning, it was just kind of like not to come last. It was like it'd be great, like not to come last.
Yeah,
but every vote today, folks. If anyone's got
we need it.
If you've got a few quid in the back pocket, the link will be below. Peter will stick up the link here, and we'd greatly appreciate a few votes. So we have. It looks like we haven't come last. So as Peter said, we've done well. We've been at pretty much at the top. Miles the Cork song is putting in a great fight to the end here, which is typical Cork. Typical Cork will fight to the end.
Well, listen, Miles is laying on a sunbed at the minute, so I'm sure he doesn't really care. He's over sunning himself over in Portugal or something where he is. So
is that right? Is he? Okay. Yeah. So every single vote today. So if anyone, as I said, has a quid.
Somebody's just texted me right now, said if you the link for voting for Clover. So Peter, you put that up there in the comments section there, mate. Once you're done. So listen, are you out tonight, lads? Playing anywhere? Or?
night off tonight.
Night off. How was Dermot Kennedy last night, Paul? With all the
Yeah,
kids?
but that's why we had the night off tonight, because I was in Dermot to see Dermot Kennedy last night. Yeah. So I mean, I'm slow to say I'm not a fan, because I didn't know really anything about Dermot Kennedy, but my kids absolutely love him. My wife loves him, as I found out last night. But you know, I can't say that he wasn't good, because he really, really was good. Jury's out a little bit with me as am I a fan or not, but no, he was really, really good.
Did you wear a Clover t-shirt last night? No,
I didn't wear a Clover t-shirt.
Well,
No.
did you get one to Dermot? No.
No.
There we go. Well, listen, lads, we're going to let you go here and shoot on. So we're going to now play the video that you sort of just made up there for Death for Revenge. Folks, again, if any can vote, Peter, I'll send the link here in the comments section on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you can click on it and just even vote once, whatever you can, or any spare money you have, it all goes towards everything's going towards obviously the National Hunger Strike commemoration in Cork City this year. So no matter who you vote for, obviously we want you to vote for Clover. It's all going to a very, very good cause at the end of the day, because it does cost a lot of money to put these things on. So it does. So listen, lads, thanks very much for coming on today. Great chat as always, and we'll see you in West Belfast in December then for the
we're really looking forward to we're really looking forward to that gig.
Happy days. Okay, lads, see you along. Good luck.
See you then. Thanks.
Rob.
There we go, folks. What was the lads there from Clover? I'll just get them off the screen here. There we go. Yeah, so it was good to have them on as usual for a wee chat. So we are going to play the song now that they recorded, Death for Revenge. So I think this was an original track written by Pengar Band. So we'll play this in the last show as well. So I think at the start there's just a wee video of the lads sort of talking about the ballad, the Battle of the Ballads thing, what it's for, and where you can vote for it, and then they've put together their video. So although they just told us what it's about, it is on this video. So we're thinking, oh, sure, why is he playing this for? They just told us there now, but it's added on the video. So this is Clover, folks, with their entry into the Munster Battle of the Ballads, which finishes tonight at 9 p.m. And this is Death for Revenge.
Hi folks, how are you doing? Well, how are we doing, folks? Just said we jump on there to say that how delighted we are to represent Limerick in the Battle of the Ballads competition currently taking place.
Battle of the Ballads is a competition that it's a fundraiser for the Hunger Strike commemoration being held in Cork later this year.
Yeah, the song we have chosen to put forward for the Battle of the Ballads is our recording of Death Before Revenge. We think it's a great song, and that's our song to represent Limerick in this year's competition. If you want to know more information on what exactly the fundraiser is, if you jump onto the Facebook page Battle of the Ballads 2023, and you'll see all the information there. If you'd like to vote for our song, each euro counts as one vote. So if you'd like to vote for our song by making a donation, we'll post the GoFundMe link under the video here on our page, and you'll be able to vote for our song from there.
So €1 equals one vote, so yeah. You know, throw in a few 50s there.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's a good cause.
It's a great initiative to raise money for the Hunger Strike commemoration, which is taking place in Cork this year. Thanks very much, folks.
Cheers, Sloan.
Thanks.
Call me what you will, and tell me what they say, for tomorrow brings a new wind and the rain has gone away. Within these walls I see the sun as it shines o'er the hill, down into the valley and amongst the daffodils. When this war is over and I see your face again, then I tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. Now here we starve in prison to support our fellow man, who have only a woolen blanket and a and they give them hell for the spirit they cannot break. Hold your chins up, lads, keep marching on. We don't think she'll leave it too late. When this war is over and I see your face again, then I tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. Now Bobby was the first to go, with Francis close behind. The people streamed onto the streets. To have faith was not a crime. Faith is what those men had when they chose to join our fight. Their actions were political. Can't the British see we're right? And when this war is over and I see your face again, then I tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. Days rolled by and two more died, O'Hara and McGreesh. But Thatcher chose to bite her lip. The toil was not to cease. But the barricades, they went up by day, and the bullets they hummed by night. How much longer must we keep this path? There is still no end in sight. And when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. It's a dreadful thing that those men joined our ranks of martyred parade. That's 10 too many coffin nails kicked coldly to the grave. Oh, and if they'd only realize and Thatcher mark us well, that's 10 more determined reasons just to break out of this hell. And when this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. When this war is over and I see your face again, then I'll tell you of the warriors who put death before revenge. O'Hara, Hughes, McCreesh and Sam, Doherty and Lynn, MacDonald, Harrison, McElwee, Divine.
There you go, folks. That sounds like Clover there with their entry into the Limerick, or sorry, the Munster Battle of the Ballads with Death for Revenge. So please vote. Say 9 o'clock tonight the voting finishes. So every euro or pound counts, folks. So it does. So Peter's just actually sent me the link there now. For some reason he's trying to put it into the comments on YouTube, but it won't show. So it won't. So I'll see if I can put it on Facebook, whatever. And get it on for you. So I don't know why it's not. That's YouTube a bit funny when you're posting links and all. Normally you'll post a link in the Facebook comments. It works no problem, but for some reason on YouTube, folks, if any of you are watching you're on Facebook, you can go on the Clover's Facebook page. You can go and do it now or whatever, or later on when the show's finished, and just check it out. And hit it's a GoFundMe page, especially for Clover's own song. Let's see, Jim McCaff says tears watching this video. God bless them heroes of Ireland, definitely, mate. Big Johan. Lovely to see the lads in Clover again, but if my bets pay out, I will book a trip to Scotland for a Damien Quinn gig on the 15th of July. Oh, you got a wee bet on the day, mate? What's happening? Who you looking for? Let's see. Ray Collins says, home for a good game, Monaghan give it to Kerry their semi-final. So Antrim is actually, I think they're 1 point ahead over Meath at the minute, so they are at Croke Park in the semi-final of that, is it the Tara Togaran Cup? So it is, I know I've seen a few people have sort of took the piss out of that, their cup, and said it's a Mickey Mouse thing and stuff, whatever, but listen, they're on a semi-final at Croke Park. So they are, and if they do win, they'll be in the final back at Coker again. So that'll be great for Antrim football. So it will. James says, "Told you YouTube is shit." Well, listen, mate. What can I do? Do you know what I mean? I've been banned from Facebook, so there's not a lot I can do. It's either have no show or have a show on YouTube. That's all we can do. Like, right. So my man sent me a wee PM earlier on there. Go do this here song here. So folks. Obviously, long-term friend of our family. He passed away ago there, so he did. Fitzy, it was his anniversary yesterday. 2 years gone. So we're going to play a wee song, especially here for Fitzy and his wife Lily, who does miss him so much, especially as everybody does up in the Rallies Club. Fitzy, I'm going to play the legend because he was just a legend. Like, I can remember him as far back as me being a kid, going from the Rallies, and my dad was first bringing us all up, and just always remembered Fitzy. He was just a lovely man, so he was like. So Lily, if you are listening today, I'm not sure you are, we'll go do this one especially for you. So this is Terry O'Neill, Cruncher, with his version of The Legend, and this is especially for Fitzy on his second anniversary yesterday. Actually, hold on a second now. There's there. Right, so Fitzy and Lily, this one is spicy for you on Fitzy's 2-year anniversary yesterday. This is The Legend.
I went to see a legend just the other night at the Yankee Stadium underneath the light. I heard a man speaking after years and years in jail. His name, it was Mandela, and he came to tell his tale. The crowd, they cheered him loudly, but then the silence fell as he spoke about the hard years in a South African cell. Although he was free, his heart was feeling the pain, for his country and his people were still a part of that shame. He said he hoped that we would join him and walk down freedom's path, and these roads would be the hardest, oh, but they would be the last, and to join our hands together so that we might be as one, and to bring ourselves to the cause so this battle could be won. I went home to bed that evening, went to sleep and I had a dream. I was standing in the pouring rain in an Irish field of green, and all around the headstones were the martyrs of the past. I stood there in silence, and they spoke to me at last. Kevin Barry is my name, and I died in the cell. They wanted the names of my comrades, oh, but the sign would not tell. And I am Roger Casement, I was shot in London town for bringing German rifles to the lonely Palestine. James Cundy is my name, the working people are my life. When they shot me down in Kilmaine jail strife, and I shut down by the foe. I read the proclamation at the steps of the GPO, and the last voice that I heard says my name is Bobby Sands. And it's good to hear Mandela's words are ringing through the land. I want to hear them in Belfast, Derry and Tyrone. Maybe then those English soldiers will know it's time to go home. I woke up in the morning, I remember them all. And who would believe that they'd knocked down the Berlin Wall? And now said Mandela, could this really be? Maybe now we will see Ireland reunited and free. Maybe now we will see Ireland reunited and free.
Yeah, sort of crunchy there, folks, with the legend. It's especially for a man on the screen now, folks, who was in his day a legend. It's Fitzy here, folks. So yeah, especially here for Lily as well, his wife, who does watch the show the odd time. So she remember I'll send her the link and she can get a wee watch that there. So yeah, it was Fitzy 2 years anniversary yesterday here, folks. So yes, Rebel Sundays here on the Rebel podcast. Myself, Big Ro. If I can find the where is it? There we go. I was just looking through the screen to get myself back on. Folks, yes, we're here at 4 o'clock of the day. Any more songs you just want to hear, let us know. Say we're here at 4. So there's no real like sort of playlist sort of. So if there's any songs you want, I haven't played them yet, give us a wee shout. If there's songs you've asked for and I haven't played it yet, let me know and I'll see if I can get that on. Just seen this wee graphic during the week here, folks. I thought I want to put on. Obviously, so much has been made about these dead billionaires and millionaires that died in that wee submarine thing in America last week, and although yeah, it is heartbreaking to see them the perished. They'll never find the bodies again for them people. But when you look at the whole hullabaloo of as soon as they were reported missing, there was like land, sea, and air, like basically millions pumped into this rescue operation for these people who are probably well dead before like the search thing was even issued. And then when you look at the second picture of basically all those migrants that were obviously escaping their own country for fear of basically being killed and just wanting to have a better life for them and their family. That boat there capsized, like, and I think there's something like 500 still missing or something that weren't. They said it was all kids below deck in that boat there. Do you know what I mean? And barely even a whimper on the TV about it. About this here boat full of migrants dead, so what, whatever. But literally for days on end, this whole media thing, just because this here crazy scientist guy was going down in this ramshackle bloody submarine that he made from bloody parts out of probably Home Depot or Home Bargains they call it in America, and people were surprised why the bloody thing blew up underwater, like, you know, with the pressure. So I just think it is crazy when you go and see it with the whole media perspective. And obviously this was brought up in Radio Ulster the other day. So fair play to William McCrawley for actually having it as the headline story on his show on Friday. And basically some guy came on, he was sort of trying to defend it, going, well listen, that really isn't really a news story, but the other one is a news story because they're going to visit the Titanic and people are interested in that there and stuff and whatever. And like, just because the 5 people had massive amounts of money, it gives them more sort of coverage than all these hundreds and hundreds of people on this here boat that capsized because they were escaping, busy probably torturing their own country. It's crazy, folks, the world we live in. I mean, that's just the way it is, unfortunately. It's mad to say that's the way things are happening. But I just wanted to put that wee graphic up. Another picture here. I shared this during the week in case any of you didn't see it. So we're at my wee nephew Connell's birthday party there during the week, and my ma pulled this here photograph out and says, Joe Austin brought this up to the house during the week. So look at this here, folks. If you haven't seen it, prepare to be dazzled. This is row, which I'm sort of thinking is between the years of 8 and 10. So what do you think of this here? I think when I look at the banner behind me, it says something about anniversary of Tom Williams, so I think that was maybe an anniversary parade. Now, this here's parade's down walking past the White Fort. And as you can see there, I'm wearing my shell suit wrapped around me. My ma said to me, she says, "You must have got that t-shirt. Somebody handed the t-shirts. No way I would let you leave the house with that t-shirt on you." Like, I wouldn't have dressed you like that there. But I was more surprised with the golden flock of hair I have there. My hair has not been like that for a long, long time, so it hasn't. But it's that there t-shirt. So the design on it was actually designed by Shawnee McVeigh and probably printed in Conway Mill. And it was Shawnee's anniversary this week as well. I see his brother Mick posted up. That's how the whole the Blanket Men and Women Facebook private group was started up, because after the death of Shawnee, and his brother Mick wanted to sort of do something to bring all the former Blanket Men and Women together. And you see what that page is now. But yeah, it was Shawnee's anniversary this week, so God bless Shawnee and all his friends and family. Thinking of yous. But that their original design was one of Shawnee's, and it's just remember the old printing presses and stuff up in his studio in the Conway Mill back in the day. Brings back memories. Just the smell of that ink. Now you can just smell it. The old the way they do them. It's like squeegee sort of ink over these here like canvas sort of wooden block things that they made for printing the t-shirts. It's brilliant. But yeah, so that's a very, very young row there, folks. Say, I'm told my ma said between the ages of either 8 and 10. I always was a big child, as you can see, like, you know, but we get bigger now. So, yeah, but I wish I had that hair now, I have to say, definitely. So, right, so what are we going to do next? We're going to do a song from the Irish Brigade next, folks. I think, obviously, because we're coming into, as they call it, like, marching season and all these bloody orange men going crazy. Obviously, they had the big parade, the White Rock yesterday, and you can see just the balloons, what went on like during that parade. So the next month or so is not going to be fun. I'm so glad probably going to be away from here for the next few weeks anyway, and not be sort of have to watch it all. So there's a great song the Irish Brigade done a few years ago called about Oban Street in Portadown. Obviously, before you had the whole Garvaki Road and stuff and whatever, the big sort of flashpoint was Oban Street in Portadown. So they recorded this song on one of their live albums in Dublin. So it's like a mix. There's a few songs on this here. It's like a wee sort of trio of songs, I think. But I know the Oban Street it's called the Oban Street mix. Oban Street and Portadown's the main song. So I think it's fitting we should play us today, as it sort of is the start this next lot of weeks of all these parades that's going to be enforced upon us all over the country. So this bit of the Irish Brigade, folks, from Rebel Sundays with the Oban Street mix. Here we go.
The next few songs are songs that I wrote during the 1980s. There's a lot of talk about the Garvaki Road at the present day, but back in the 80s the trouble was taking place down in Oban Street at an area called the Tunnel. So I'm going to do a wee song about that. The next song was a wee invitation to the British troops to go somewhere else rather than here. A song called Out Veter's End to Cross McGlen. And the last song was a reflection of the early successes for Sinn Féin elections in the north, which have come now to probably some of their greatest victories. That song's called Our Day Will Come. We medley of songs. Throughout Ulster each July, you can hear the orange men cry, "Oh, beat out the drums, the marching season's here." For we're going to fill the streets with the sound of marching feet. It's a time when all the Fenians live in fear. No surrender, we will shout, never, never, as we drive the rebels out. Remember 1690 is our cheer. But since 1986 we are up to your old tricks, and the time to turn the tables is now here. Oh, you won't funnel through the tunnel with your sashes and your flutes, but it's time to show that crappies won't lie down. and we will not endure your taunts or the orange flags in front. You can feel your code from Belfast to the boy. Ah, but just stop to count the cost, or the battle will be lost when you get to Owen Street. Robertine! Oh, you won't funnel through the tunnel with your sashes and your flutes, for it's time to show that Robbies won't lie down. And we will not endure your taunts or the orange flags you flaunt. You can feel your code from Belfast to the Boyne. Ah, but just stop to count the cost, because the battle will be lost when you get to Owen Street in Port. I'd Peter's End, so I'd Peter's End to Crossmaglen. Farewell to Carrickmore. I have seen enough of Ireland, boys, and I won't be back for more. And I won't be back for more. The recruiting sergeant, he told me, son, army life is fine, but he did not mention mortar bombs or bloody claymore mines. So out Peter's Head to Crossmaglen, farewell to Carrickmore. I have seen enough of Ireland, boys, and I won't be back for more, and I won't be back for more. So farewell at last to West Belfast, the Polglass and the Falls. I quickly got the message there, it was written on the wall. Christmas! So I Peter's Head to Crossmaglen, farewell to Carrickmore. I have seen enough of Ireland, boys, and I won't be back for more, and I won't be back for more. Now all you young lads, though in England you be, signing on the brew, oh, stay well away from the IRA, and they won't bother you. Let's hear now. So I Peter's Head to Crossmaglen, farewell to Carrickmore. I've seen enough of Ireland, boys, and I won't be back for more, and I won't be back for more. Our day will come, Chucky Arna, our day will come, a glorious day for Ireland's fighting sons. The day will come, we will be free. Chucky Arna, the dawn of liberty. It's been a long 800 years of English scorn for Irish tears, and only freedom will suffice. We made too long a sacrifice. That's it. Chucky Arna, our day will come, a glorious day for Ireland's fighting son. The day will come, we will be free. Chucky Arna, the dawn of liberty. And those who make the prisons hell, who hold the keys and lock the cells, your time will come, and it's long due. We'll have our chance to turn the screw. Chucky Arna, our day will come, a glorious day for Ireland's fighting son. The day will come, we will be free. Chucky Arna, one more time now, let's hear it. Chucky Arna, our day will come, a glorious day for Ireland's fighting son. The day will come, we will be free. Chucky Arna, the dawn of liberty. Chucky Arna, the dawn of liberty. Chucky Arna! Thank you.
There you go, folks. That was the Irish game with the Open Street mix. So it was, so I just played that one just because as you were coming into the start of the sort of marching season, as we say. And Derek just sent me this here picture on Facebook or on Instagram there, and it's so right when you read it. It says, see, when it's almost summer and these annoying creatures show up again. There we go. Definitely. They're all four of them are definitely very annoying. Probably one more than the other. So it is. But as Eamon mentioned earlier on about he's looking for the Tony Ray, so I'm going to go out there the next 10 or 15 minutes for him. This is the gig. It's happening in the Fallons today, folks. In conjunction with the Celtic Alliance Ballymena Celtic 2023 season finale, live on stage, Tony Boy, Ray from Glasgow with Lisbon Land, John Fallon. I'll be there with the European Cup, folks. So, I think doors open at 5:30. So if any are loose saying what to do today, want to go and see the big cup, see the John Fallon himself and Tony Boy Ray, get yourselves into the Fallons Club, folks. So assume it's going to be upstairs in the big hall. So this for Eamon, we'll do a bit of Tony Boy Ray for you in the next few songs, mate, right? Right, any more requests, folks, see you coming through, get them in, and we'll get them on before we finish up today. Right, back to a few comments. Let's see. I see Jerry just posted there, so he has about last night. Obviously Jerry, good friend of the show. 2 cars were stolen off their driveway last night. As their house was broken into. Car keys were taken, and obviously Jerry's wallet was taken, as were all his golf clubs and all as well. As far as I know, they've got one of the cars back. I think it's the white Audi, but there's still a grey Volkswagen missing. So it is, folks. So if any of us are in Wolverhampton, maybe not, I don't know, but just the registration is WV23JQ. And it's a grey Golf. So it is, folks. Obviously they got the one of the cars back, so they reckon this other one is somewhere in Wolverhampton. Terrible, like to have basically your house broken into, car, everything stolen, your keys and all as well, whatever, your wallet, all the lot. So Jerry, really thinking of you and your family at this minute, mate. Not a great thing to be happening, so it isn't. My friend, so really, really sorry to hear it there, Mugger. Right, let's see. John Boy says, t-shirt still fits him well. Don't know, I doubt it, mate. I don't know what a t-shirt is, but I doubt that will fit me right now. Johan says, yeah, reprint of Rose t-shirt is in demand for the Swedish Provost. Joseph, Hail Ro, one of my daughters phoned me yesterday. Conversation started with, Dad, I woke up with these idiots going by my house. What racket? Shocking, this is still going on time at 8 a.m. In a new house. It's mad, but I think it does happen a lot more in Scotland, where these walks, as they call them, it happens. Obviously over here, not as much. Don't really march that early in the morning, thankfully. Not around where we are anyway. But I don't know what is still happening in this day and age. It's crazy, so it is like. Yeah, my mum just said there, she says, when I showed the Josie, she said, it's a long time since I've seen my daddy with her. And even she showed the picture to Maeve, and straight away, she was just like, Dada! Like, she knew who it was, like, it was me. I was like, how did she know it was me? But obviously, a few people told me, it says, you haven't changed a bit from that picture to what you are now, like. So you haven't, but there you go. Good crack. Right, so, James, yes, we'll get your song on. We're going to do, what song we're going to do next? We're going to do John Boy McElhenney's tune next, Shanna Golden. So that's on next unit. So obviously people talking around about Brendan Rodgers. He's back at the club, what we're thinking, all whatever stuff. So obviously, was it not the last show, but the show we had before? So we had Tony on, Tony Coleman, Tony Whitelaw and Keith Corcoran. And obviously we're still talking about Ange. At the time he was still at the club, and I don't think I really believed that he was going to go, like, so we didn't. And Tony Whitelaw, to his credit, said, listen, if Ange does go, it's coming out of here first. He said, Brendan Rodgers, and we were all like, what? Brendan Rodgers be back? And listen, he's back. Hopefully he's all listened to his press conference on Friday. I definitely did. I listened to the supporters media press conference first, but thought it was a far better press conference than the one with the media. And plus it's great as well to see it's Celtic have banned the BBC from the press conference already. I'm hoping that's going forward, that they'll be banned for good, and not just the Brenton's press conference, because some of the stuff they've said over the years, especially what your man Tom English said last week, so much disrespect like about Brendan Rodgers, whatever he was writing. He deserved to be banned from Celtic Park. But personally for me, I'd say it should have been as soon as Ange was going, I said, listen, get Brendan Rodgers in now, do the deal to get it done. For me, I mean, people will say he's a snake and he's a rat, look what he done, etc., etc., etc. But listen, for me, I think he's definitely come back as a better manager than he was. People will say, well, look what happened in Leicester, he got them relegated and all. Listen, he won the FA Cup, Community Shield, 2 fifth place finishes for a club like Leicester. It's phenomenal. So it is like, he won 7 trophies when he was here still. I mean, and there's still 2 to play for when he left. Yeah, obviously, it still stinks the way he left. A lot of people thinking he should have stayed for the 10 in a row. He should have stayed at the end of the season at least. But listen, he's back at the club now. And really looking forward to see what happens. I'm looking forward to see what happens with like Jota and Maeda, Kyogo, Hatate. Some of these other bigger players in the team, whether they're going to stay, whether he's going to sell them on, whether Ange is going to come in and try and take a few. We're sort of hearing that Ange is going to be looking to come and get Jota and Hatate. We'll see what happens. But firstly, for me, I am really, really glad Brendan Rodgers is back. It's always great to have an Irishman at your club. I said the same thing whenever Neil Lennon was there. Definitely think Lenny maybe should have went there quicker than he did. But for me, Lenny was he still and always will be a legend at Celtic, like as a player and a manager. Although some people seem to forget what he done for the club, you know. But for me, Brendan Rodgers is here now. So out of all the candidates that were linked to the club, Rodgers was the top of the list there. I'm so glad they got him in. And I mean, and it wasn't a foregone conclusion either. So it wasn't because he didn't have to come back. I think he would need a bit of convincing as well to come back from the board, and the scene they've done that there. So Europe will be a big learning curve this year to see what to do. So fingers crossed. But yeah, good luck to Brendan Rodgers back at the helm of Celtic again. Right, so for John Boy McElhenney, this one a spicy few. We'll play this here on the opening song on the show 2 weeks ago, but we'll do it again through the day, mate. So this is Shanna Golden from who's singing this one? This is Alban Norbury from the Notes from Derry album, the original track. Here we go.
From the mountains are calling soft to me. The smell of scented heather brings me to memories. The wild and lonely eagle up in the summer sky lies high over Shanna Golden, where my young Willie dies. Do you remember, darling, we walked the moonlit road? I held you in my arms and I never let you go. Our hands, they were entwined, my love, all in the pale moonlight. By the fields of Shanna Golden on a lonely winter's night. Then came the call to arms, my love, and the hills, they were aflame. Down from the silent mountains the Saxon strangers came. I held you in my arms and my young heart wild with fear. By the fields of Shanna Golden in the spring of the year. And you fought them, darling Willie, all through the summer days. I heard the rifles firing in the mountains far away. I held you in my arms and your blood ran free and bright. And you died by Shanna Golden on a lonely winter's night. was long ago, my love, and our sun grows fine and tall. The hills, they are at peace again, the Saxon strangers come. There's roses on your grave, my love, there's an eagle in the sky, flying high over Shanna Golden, where my young lady died. The cold winds from the mountains are calling soft to me. The smell of scented heather brings bitter memories. The wild and lonely eagle up in the summer sky flies high over Shanna Golden, where my young lady died. Flies high over Shanna Golden, where my young lady died.
There you go, folks. It's Shanna Golden there from Alban Norby, from the original Notes from Derry album. That one's especially for John Boy McElhenney. So cheers for requesting it today, John Boy. Great tune it is indeed, definitely. Right, back to a few comments here, folks. There's the tea. What bickies or buns are on the menu today? How did you know there? I thought I'd done well to disguise that my mab was literally standing here with my tea at 3:05 on a Sunday afternoon. But yes, this is what's on the menu today, as usual. There we go, Marlene, you see it? No? Yeah, the classics, tonics, tea cakes, 2 of these. You always get the best in this house, you do. So there we go. Cheers, mother. So, folks, I see a few more requests are coming through, so we'll try and fit them all in. Colin Walton. Colin Walton, how doing, Colin? Cheers for tuning in this afternoon on YouTube. Marty says, yeah, Brenton will bring more success. So he will. Not a problem. Jerry, I hope you do get that there back, mate. That's crazy to think that that's happening. Bonkers. Right, let's see. Where was one I missed there? James is looking for Take It Down from the Mast. Birmingham Traders. Yeah, we'll get that on for you, mate. Not a problem. I missed this one, Mario now. So, Ro, can you give a shout out to Geraldine and Dean Jones? She's my stepdaughter home from Australia. She's not watching live, but I sent her the link and she's going to watch it later. Not a problem, mate. So, yep, cheers, Geraldine and Dean there and welcome home. Hope you're enjoying your time here. Cheers for watching back to the show this afternoon on Rebel Sundays. Right, so, what was that there? Kathleen Johnson, she's commenting here something on Facebook, so she is, but Tea and Lee Griffiths. Yeah, there you go. Lee loves them shows. I seen you looking towards the door before you blocked the screen. I see you're always eagle-eyed there, Marty, aren't you? Like, Johan says, have we heard Kelly's man George and Pop yet? No, but Johan, I will get that on for you in the next 10 minutes. Also, the next guest we'll have, folks, on the 15th of July. Is it the 15th of July or the 16th of July? I think it's the 16th of July. We're going to have Matt O'Reilly. So we're going to do a track from Matt's. This is a bit of a debut for you, folks. He's just recorded a brand new EP with 4 songs. Nobody's heard any of them yet, so he sent me one of them. And go play today. Obviously, we'll play another couple when we get him on the show when he's on. So, looking forward to having another one of our fellow West Belfastians here on the show, folks. It's been a while. So it has. So listen, we'll do this one here now, a bit of Chris Carney. And then Eamon will go do a bit of Tony Boy Ray, mate, especially for yourself. Obviously, Tony should be playing in the Felons this afternoon. So here we go. This is Chris Carney with, what actually song is it? The Merry Playboy, I think. It is indeed. Here we go.
There was this wee song that sang called The Merry Playboy. Well, I am a merry playboy, and I plough the fields all day, till the sudden thought came through my mind that I should run away, for I'm tired sun lately, since the day that I was born. And I'm off to join the IRA, and I'll be off tomorrow. And we're all up to Dublin in the green, fuck the green, where the helmets be glistening in the sun, where the bayonets flash and the rainbows crash to the echo of a tonsing. Well, I'll leave behind my pick and spade, and I'll leave behind my plough, and I'll leave behind me old grey hair for no more, but I need them now. And I'll leave behind my Mary, she is the girl that I adore, and I wonder if she'll think of me when she hears those AKs roar. And we're all up to Dublin in the green from the Queen, where the helmets be glistening in the sun, where the bayonets slash and the rifles crash to the echo of a tonsing. And when this war is over and dear old Ireland is free, I will take her to a chapel on the hill and a rebel so it she'll be. Well, some men they fight for silver, some men fight for gold, but the IRA are still fighting for the land that the British stole. And we're all up to Dublin in the green, where the helmets will be glistening in the sun, where the bayonets slash and the rifles crash to the echo of a tonsing. Yes, to the echo of a tonsing gun. The Rainbow Boy.
There we go. So Chris Carney here, folks, who is actually over in, where is he? He's over in Santa Pons at the Dublin at the minute. So I think he's going to be there whenever we're over next week. So we're looking forward to catching up with Chris. He's playing there alongside Marty Higgins and Darren for the next like a month anyway. So yep, hopefully jumping forward to seeing a few of the bars when we'll go over next week. Obviously, it's all about the kids. We'll probably be up in the square most evens as far as the entertainment started back on the big stage this last week or so. So yep, that's probably we will be hanging about. But new hotel this year, we're staying in the Verdemar. No, it's the first time we've stayed there, so I'm looking forward to this one. So we are maybe up in the class and what we normally stay in of the hotels in Santa Pons. But yep, can't wait. Really can't come quick enough to get out of this place for 10 days or so. It's badly needed, folks. Right, so yeah, we'll do this next one for Eamon Melly, who's looking for a bit of Tony Boy Ray. So this is from Tony's album. It was recorded, I think it was recorded in Caesars in not Bell, was it Bell's Hill? Was it the other one? Yeah. So I think it was recorded in Caesars, the first one, the first Caesars bar, not the new one I have opened. So this is a song they called he says it was a song we used to call the Shebeen song. So it's actually, because Shebeen always starts off with the Sam song. No matter what gig they do, the Sam song is always their first song. And to me, I'm going like, geez, Alan, like, talk about a song to knacker you out and for the first tune to get you ready for the gig. But he always starts, maybe just a Shebeen thing, it's an Alan Quinn thing, they always start off with the Sam song. So that's why it's known as the Shebeen song. So but then Tony Boy does a great version of it as well. I have to say, between the Earl Oak version and the original Irish Brigade version, this one here definitely is one of my favourites of this song. So Eamon, this one is spicy for you, man. Hope you have a good day in the Fallon today, going to see the man himself, Tony Boy Ray. Here we go, folks. This is the Sam song on Rebel Sundays.
This next song I'm going to do is a song we used to call the Shebeen song. Chucky outside of the road, sun beside in the sky. Chucky outside of the road, sun beside in the sky.
Provo for 15 years or more. Farmer light and motorboat, I thought I knew the score. Now I've got a weapon never used before. The Brits are getting worried, and they're going to worry more. Jockey sang up the ra, up the ra, up the ra. Sang a sail in the sky. I started out with petrol bombs and throwing bricks and stones. 100 more lads like me, I never was alone. Soon I learned that sticks and stones won't drive the Brits away. It wasn't very long before I joined the IRA. Jockey sang up the ra, up the ra, up the ra. Sang the sails in the sky. When it came internment, the year of 71, the Brits thought we were beaten, we were on the run. On that early August morning, they kicked in our back door, but for every man they took away, they must 100 more. Jockey sang up the ra, up the ra, up the ra. Sang the sail in the sky. I spent 8 years in the cages, time to think and plan. Oh, they locked away a boy, I won't tell a man. There's only one thing that I learned while in that cell I lay. The Brits will never leave us until they're blown away. Jockey sang up the ra, up the ra, up the ra. Sang the sail in the sky. And through the days of hunger strike, I watch my comrades die. In the streets of Belfast, can hear the women cry. I can't forget that massacre that Friday at Lockdown. I salute my fallen comrades, and I watch the chocolates fall. Jockey sang up the ra, up the ra, up the ra. Sang a sail in the sky. Jockey sang up the ra, up the ra, up the ra. Sang a sail in the sky. Sang a sail in the sky. Up the road.
Go ahead there, folks. That's Tony Boy Ray there with the Sam song, or as he calls it, the Shebeen song. That was from his album, Live album. It's a live album recorded there somewhere in Scotland anyway, last year, but it's a great album, mate, so fair play. Tony is going to be playing the Fallons this afternoon, folks. Probably will be upstairs, doors open at 5:30, along with Big John Fallon and the European Cup. So if any Celtic fans are about, get yourselves down there. It's going to be a great afternoon of entertainment. So it is, yeah, folks. This is Rebel Sundays here, myself, Big Ro, on the Rebel podcast, right through to 4 o'clock. We'll have another 40 minutes of the day's show to go. With a few more requests to get through. Some people have asked for songs. We'll go get them on before we wrap her up. just remember, folks, the big fans gathering, the last one that's going to be taking place. As we've mentioned a lot of times, why it's happening, why it's really the last one. So the official last one that's going to be this year on the 2nd of December. Get your tickets now. There is still some tickets available. Go to www.rebelpodcast.bigcartel.com. Tickets are £15, folks. On the night it's going to be headlining the lads are on Clover from County Limerick. Then Shay Doolan, who's come all the way from Liverpool for the weekend. He's going to be playing on the Saturday night. Then opening things up, it's going to be a lockdown hero myself, Kevin O'Driscoll, Kev O'D. Doors open at 7 o'clock, folks. I'll be on first as well, playing a few background tunes here before Kev comes on. And then the following day is our annual after party and live podcast. It's taking place in Sarsfields as well, folks, as where the main gig's happening on the Saturday night. So 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, we're going to be a live podcast. I'm going to have a few singers live. So we're going to have Kev O'D is still staying up for a while. And Belfast He's going to be there playing a couple of tunes. And Kieran Mack, who played at the main gig in the Rock last year. Kieran's going to be playing a few tunes. Plus I'll be obviously playing throughout the day during the live podcast. So this is all free admission, folks, from 1 to 5. This is our annual Big Fans Gathering 3. It is the last one. It won't be happening again, obviously, because the show is finishing up in the weekend after the Big Fans Gathering. And that is going to be the end of Rebel Sundays, as we know, folks. So again, we'll talk about that. There are a few more months down the line before we finish. It is going to be emotional, but the season has been made. The show is finishing up this year. So if any haven't been to any of the Big Fans Gatherings, make sure you get to this one this year, because it's going to be the last one of a 3. You know what I mean? So looking forward to all you coming. Loads of people have bought tickets already from all over the place, folks, from all over different countries, all over Ireland, north and south, Scotland, England. People are coming for this show from Sweden, from Germany. People come from the Shetland Islands. I looked at their tickets. It was bought on the website. I don't know how they're getting here from the Shetland Islands, but they're coming here from the Shetland Islands to the show. There was tickets sold this morning. So, folks, thanks to everyone who's bought tickets so far. There is still tickets available, so make sure you get yourselves along to the gig. Where is this thing? Let's find this here, the next song before I go on. Right, so folks, hold on a second, where are we? So the next show we're going to be doing is with this guy here. Where is he? Our next guest is going to be Matt O'Reilly, folks, on Sunday the 16th of July. Hopefully our Facebook live ban will be up by then. So Matt is going to be live on the show. So he is. I think he's just joined in there, and he sent me a text to see if it played the song yet. But we'll go do it next. So he's just recently recorded there a 4-track EP. So this is a bit of a world debut here for Matt's music. None of the songs have been played anywhere before. So cheers to Matt for letting me play us today. Obviously, whenever he is on the 16th, it will be released by then. So I'll just check out this text here and find out when actually the album is going to be released. Let's see. So on the 3rd of July on everything digital. So obviously I don't think it's being released as actually a CD. It's going to be on iTunes, on Amazon Music and Spotify out there on the 3rd of July. It's getting uploaded. So it's a 4-track EP from West Belfast singer Matt O'Reilly. Folks, so looking forward to having Matt on the show. So we're going to do a song now. So this is actually the artwork for his new album. So it is. That's the front cover on the left. So it's Matt O'Reilly, Irish ballad singer, The Country We All Adore. So it's a 4-track EP. But the first track is God Save Ireland, which we're going to play now for you. And Joe McDonnell, Irish Soldier Laddie, and George and Pop. That's the 4 tracks on it. So looking forward to hearing the rest of the EP. So this next one we're going to do is the first song on it, which is God Save Ireland. From West Belfast singer, folks, Matt O'Reilly. I'm sure you'll know him. He's like a resident in Nancy Mulligan's. He's starting to play a lot of the other bars in around the West here. Obviously, he's in the Roddies last night, although they had him down as Matt Riley. So they had. I thought it was his cousin Matt. So he's been playing the PD recently. He's playing the Fallons on Thursday as well. Plus, he's starting to do a lot of gigs over in Scotland, which is brilliant. Great to see. So this is Matt O'Reilly, folks. Another fellow West Belfastian. Great to see him recording some music. And this is his track, God Save Ireland, from his forthcoming EP to be released, The Country We All Adore. Here we go.
High up on the gallows tree swung the noble-hearted 3, by the vengeful tyrants stricken in their bloom. But they met them face to face with the courage of the race, and they went with swords and darted to their doom. God save
whether on the scaffold high or the battlefield we die. Oh, no matter where we're at and there we fall, gird around with cruel foe, still the courage proudly rolls. For they thought with hearts that loved it far and near, of the millions true and brave, or the ocean's swelling wave, or the friends of Holy Ireland never dare. God save Ireland, save the hero. God save Ireland, save the old. Whether on the scaffold high or the battlefield we die, oh, no matter where we're at and there we fall, climbed it up a rugged stair, rang their voices out in prayer. Then with England's fatal cord around them cast, close beside the Cannot Street, kissed like brothers lovingly, true to home and faith and freedom to the last. God save Ireland, save the heroes. God save Ireland, save the young. Whether on the scaffold high or the battlefield we die, oh, no matter where we're at and there we fall, never till the latest day shall their memories pass away. Oh, the gallant lives lost given for our land, but on the cosmos go to the joy, the weal, the woe, till we make our own nation free and grand. God save Ireland, save the heroes. God save Ireland, save the young. Whether on the scaffold high or the battlefield we die, oh, no matter where we're at and there we fall, whether on the scaffold high or the battlefield we die, oh, no matter where we're at and there we fall.
There we go. That there was, folks. God Save Ireland from West Belfast musician Matt O'Reilly from his forthcoming debut EP. Here it is here. The Country We All Adore. And say he's a lefty air, so he is just like Tag is. So that's the 4-track EP, folks. God Save Ireland, Joe McDonnell, Irish Soldier Laddie, and Georgian Pop. So that there's going to be released on the 3rd of July, folks, on all platforms. On Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Tunes, all that there kind of thing. Anything digital where you can get your downloads from, it's going to be released then. So on the 3rd of July. So looking forward to hearing the whole album, the other 3 songs as well. And say, folks, we're going to have Matt live on the show on the next show back after I get back from my holidays on Sunday the 16th of July. So looking forward to that one, folks. Right, we'll have left another 35 minutes or so left on the day's show. So any more tracks you want, get them on. I've still to play Johan's track. I've still to play James's track. We'll get them lined up for you. Let's see. So looks like Antrim's got chin then, have they? What was the final score? Was the Antrim match over yet? Meath 2-12, Antrim 1-8. 52 minutes gone. Job Marty's on the ball there, so he is. Odin says, I haven't heard this version of the Sam song before. Brilliant tune. That's Tony Boy Ray, so it is. Derek saying it'll be a sad night. Obviously just talking about the big fans gathering. Yeah, mate, well listen, they say all good things must come to an end. So there you go. James, if any of you can please donate the tip row for the brilliant job he does entertains each show. Plus he needs the best smaller pair of Speedos for his holiday, as last year's pair are too big now. Yeah. Cheers, mate, fit. What else out there? Let's see. Jared Donnelly says, Ro, can you put for a save for me, please? When I get my card reissued, we'll transfer the money. Definitely, listen, I'll keep them the save for you, Jared. Not a problem, mate. Cheers. Be great to see you over again once again for the big fans gathering. So cheers, mate. Right, so next one we'll do this one here for Johan, the Swedish Provo. I'll do yours next, James, right, mate? So this is Kelly's Men from their absolutely cracking album, recorded live in the Craigan in Derry. And this is the ballad of Georgian Pop for our good friend Johan, the Swedish Provo, folks. Here we go.
On the slopes of the Craigan, one morning in May, for lads left in peace with hearts young and gay.
Their cause was for freedom, a cause long denied, and the foreign oppressor they went to defy.
While patrolling our streets, they met with the foe. With the guns at the ready, our lads had to go. So we raise up our hands and we'll curse that British land who torment the very hearts of men who dare to cross their paths. But my heart is broken in two. Won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop our Georgian love, and they'll not stop me and you. For the police, it went silent when the shooting died down. Two young lads lay there dead on the streets of our town. Just another 2 lives lost for the ongoing fight. And in Derry we mourn on that faithful night. So we raise up our hands torment the very hearts of men who dared to cross their path. But my heart is broken too. Oh, won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop our Georgian power, and they'll not stop me and you. Hey Georgie and Paul, they like cold as stone. They're fighting for Derry, their own native home. Several moments we remember, and don't you ever forget. They're fighting for Derry, and we all the dead. Let's hear ya! So we will. We dare to cross their paths, but my heart is broken too. Won't you tell me what to do? We couldn't stop our Georgian love, and they'll not stop me and you. So we'll raise up our hands and we'll curse that British land who torment the very hearts of men who dare to cross their paths. But my heart is broken too. Oh, won't you tell me what to do? They couldn't stop our Georgian power, and they'll not stop me and you. Thank you.
Take it down from the mast, Irish trainers. It's a flying republic and strain. It can never belong to free staters, for you've brought on it nothing but shame. You have murdered our brave Lehman Rory. You have butchered young Richard and Joe, and your hands with their blood are still gory, fulfilling the work of the foe. Take it down from the mast, Irish trainers. It's a flag-weary republic and slain. It can never belong to free staters, for you brought on it nothing but shame. We stand with Enright and Larkin, with Daly and Sullivan bold, and we'll break down the English connection and win back the land that you sold. Take it down from the mast, Irish trainers. It's a flag-weary republic and strain. It can never belong to free staters, for you've brought on it nothing but shame. So leave it to those who are willing to uphold it in war and in peace, to the men who intend to defend it until England's tyranny cease. Take it down from the mast, Irish traitors. It's a flag-weary republic and strain. It can never belong to free staters, for you've brought on it nothing but shame. Take it down from the mast, Irish traitors. It's a flag-weary republic and strain. It can never belong to free staters, for you've brought on it nothing but shame.
There you go, that is the sound of the Bogside Volunteers there, folks, with Take It Down from the Mast. And that was Spice for James. I wonder, so it was I never heard that version before, so actually maybe Joseph there up in Derry. What the Bogside Volunteers, is that like a band? Were they a band, or is that just like an album was made about various different bands from the Bogside or what? I'm not sure, because I've never heard of the Bogside Volunteers. Maybe they are. I'll have to look on that there and see if there's actually an album from the Bogside Volunteers. So we'll see. Let's see. Right. What's this here? Yeah, full time there. Meath, 216. Jesus, here Antrim still had a bit of a comeback there, like 2 points. Unlucky lads in Croke Park there. Meath 216, Antrim 214. There we go. Well, wasn't be our year anyway this year, but great to get the Croke and for the semi final anyway. So it was. Let's see. I'm just thinking what that was there. What time are we on? We are now on 15. The last 20 minutes or so left to go for you. So, what song do I have lined up next? Do I have another song lined up next? Not sure. No, I don't actually. Right. So, if anybody had asked me for a song there, let me know. Let's just jump in here and get something on, because I was looking at something there. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a bit of John Gardy, and the reason why I'm going to play John here is because I don't have any of his follow him on Facebook, but John's known as the Belfast busker. So he is. I've known him for many years now. Really, really good friend of mine. So he basically he does like he was packing up his gear the other day. I'm going to put the picture up here that he put on Facebook this morning. Let's see. He was packing up his gear the other day into the car, and obviously he jumped into the van, and he packed it on a wee trolley and left the trolley. So as you can see here, folks, in the picture, right? So this is basically what's missing. He's missing his amp, right? His wee speaker, the trolley, his mic stands, making all this here, whatever, and the sign that he uses for doing his busting in the town. obviously this is a lot of sentimental venue as well. He's had this stuff in the very, very start. So before he drove off, so before he realised that he'd left the stuff, he hadn't packed it away, he drove back and it was gone. So it was lifted, I think it was behind Castle Court there, beside Madden's Bar. That's where he parked his car. So I'm hoping there may be some CCTV about folks. But if anybody's seen any of this stuff here, if any see any of it for sale, and we're trying to sell any of it on, John will look it back, obviously, and he has stickers all over all of the stuff with John Gardy, Belfast Busker, all over it, so it might be hard to spot, you know what I mean? The guy he's a genuine bloke, like so he is. Just I seen this morning that it's his business. I mean, he does busking full time during the day. Obviously, he does the singing in the evenings and gigs, whatever. But as he uses some of this gear for some of the gigs he does as well, some of the smaller gigs. So he does need to get this gear back, folks. If any has know anything about it, if any has seen any of this stuff about it for sale or whatever, and trying to shift it on, contact me. I have a personal contact with John. I can get on to him and send the information on to him. He doesn't care where it comes from, who had it, whatever, as long as he gets it back. So hopefully he can. So as you can see, everything here is marked in red. It's all the stuff that's been stolen from him. It's a shame to see. So that's John Gardy, folks, from Tyrone, but very much known as the Belfast Busker now. He's been living here that long. So we're going to do a song from John. It's actually one that I done a podcast with John and Jonathan up in the Whiteford, actually. Probably would have been one of the last audio podcasts we've done before we started the whole lockdown and before we started Rebel Sundays and stuff. This was recorded, I think, actually a week before we went to Disneyland Paris, and then everything just went busy shits up, so it did. So this is John's version of Something Say Too Strong that he recorded for me live that night. Great version of this song. So we'll just keep this wee picture on the screen here, folks, so any can see it. This is John Gardy, folks, with Something Say Too Strong. And if any do see any of this gear that he's had stolen from him in down King Street, please let me know, and I will get on to John, and hopefully he does get his equipment back.
The higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. The farther you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can't deny me, you can't decide to turn your face away. You can't deny me, you can't decide to turn your face away. And no matter, 'cause there's something inside so strong, and I know that I won't make it, 'cause you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone. There's something inside so strong. Oh Lord, something inside so strong. The more I refuse to hear my voice, oh Lord, the louder I will sing. You hide behind walls of Jericho, oh Lord, you're crumbling. Hey, brothers and sisters, when they insist that we're not good enough, and when they know better, and they look him in the eyes and say, we're gonna do it anyway, we're gonna do it anyway, and we're gonna do it anyway. And there's something inside so strong, and I know that I won't make it, because you're doing me wrong, so wrong. You thought that my pride was gone, and there's something inside so strong. Oh Lord, there's something inside so strong. Oh Lord, Lord, inside.
Oh, something inside so strong, yeah. There you go, that is John Gardy here, folks, the Belfast busker with the special recording of something so said so strongly done for me on the interview at done with him. So I say you can see the picture on the screen, folks. He's had all his gear stolen from Belfast at King Street there the other day. So folks, you can see he has his amp, his battery powered amp, his speaker he uses, his trolley that he puts everything into, his mic stand and all, and his bucket and stuff. It has busy John Gardy, Belfast busker all over it. It was stolen the other day, I think it was yesterday. Obviously he's packed the stuff up and drove off and forgot all about it. So partly it was maybe a bit his own fault, but he came back straight away. Obviously the stuff was gone. So hopefully he does get it back, folks, because it's John, he's a great guy, and it's really a shame to see this has happened to him, so it has. Right, so what do we have left? Another few tunes we're going to do today. I just seen Stefan upload their picture. He's back in America this week, so he is. So he's if anybody's in New York, go and see him and he's playing. So we're going to do another song from Stefan's album, Rebel Heart. Again, look, the album cover of this here is just class. What is it like? Just Stefan's version of The Boys of Wexford, folks. So again, during the last 15 minutes, if any more songs you want for the last 15 minutes of the show, I suppose it would help if I got my face on the screen. Just we'll get John's gear off there for you. Yeah, so the last 15 minutes. If any want any tunes, try and get them on requested. We'll try and fit them in before we finish up. So this is Stefan, folks, with The Boys of Wexford on Rebel Sundays.
Here comes the captain's daughter, the captain of the old, saying, brave united Irishmen, we'll never again be foes. For £1,000 I'll give to you to fly from home with me, and dress myself in man's attire and fight for liberty. For we are the boys of Wexford, who fought with heart and hand to burst in twain the golden chain and to free my native land. I want no gold, my maiden fur, to fly from home with thee. Your shining eyes, they will be my prize, more dear than gold to me. For I want no gold to near my arm, or do it human heart, to free my land and gladly give the red drops from my heart. For we are the boys of Wexford, who fought with heart and hand to burst in twain the golden chain and to free my native land. But when we left our cabins, boys, we left with right goodwill, to see our friends and our neighbours where at Vinegar Hill. Till a young lad from our Irish ranks a cannon he let go, and he slapped it in to the Lord Mountjoy, a tyrant he laid low. For we are the boys of Wexford, who fought with heart and hand to burst in twain the golden chain and to free my native land. Oh, they came into my country for our blood to waste and spill, but let them weep for Wexford town and think on Eilert Hill. And if for want of leaders we lost at Vinegar Hill, but we're ready for another fate, and we love our country still. For we are the boys of Wexford, who fought with heart and hand to burst in twain the golden chain and to free my native land. For we are the boys of Watford who fought with heart and hand to burst in twain the golden chain and to free my native land.
There you go, folks. It's Sound of Bowls. Stefan there, if you folks, with from his album Rebel Heart. That was the Boys of Wexford. Fantastic there, so it is. Right, just seen a few people more bought tickets today while the show's on, so thank you very much everyone's bought tickets for the big fans gathering. Folks, if any is do normally go to the Hills Donegal Celtic Supporters Festival, that I don't know if you didn't see it was announced this year. It's not happening in Bundoran because basically there isn't enough accommodation to hold the festival now, because actually all the main hotels where the festival normally takes place, it's full of busy Ukrainian refugees. So it is so there isn't enough basically hotel space, apartment space, whatever, and venues to hold the festival. This year Mickey and the family have decided to take it on tour to Puerto Rico and Gran Canaria. Crazy to think it's happening, but it is actually happening, folks. So again, cheers to Mickey and all the family for asking me to come. They've basically booked me to play at the festival this year, as they always do for the festival in Bundoran. But I'm looking forward to being part of this one in Gran Canaria and Puerto Rico. So folks, it's going to be a great lineup. So it happens Thursday the 21st to Monday the 25th of September, and it's taking place in 3 bars. Dicey Rayleigh's Irish Bar, and then Tiffany's Irish Bar, and then there's going to be a pop-up bar called the Celtic Corner. Is going to be opened for during the course of the festival's on. So it's 3 bars all right and close to each other in the shopping centre. Cracking lineup, folks. Kelly's Men, Damien Quinn, Anne Spurad, Spirit of Freedom, Liam McDonald, Gary Campbell, Liam Lappin and myself, Big Ro as well. I'll be DJing throughout the week. So really buzzing for this here to go over. There's a good few that watch the show are going. So looking forward to having all Legends coming over. Obviously Marty and Lane, Kathleen's coming, James and Debbie's coming, Big Johan is nice, he's coming as well, folks. So anybody else who is coming, let us know if you're coming over for the festival. Hopefully see you there. So down to the last 10 minutes. So folks, what we're going to do here now, somebody asked me to play around a song from the Earl album, Live the Brazen Head, but just an already picture put up here. Joseph McGow just sent me this here. So his brother has been doing a 3-day cycle, busy cycling for the last 3 days and nights for the Foyle Hospice. So fair play to him. I actually sent Joseph a thing to get his name. So, but I haven't got a message back from him yet. But fair play to young man for doing that there cycle, 3 days and 3 nights, all to raise money for the Foyle Hospice. I'm sure he's with an or few people as well. I can see a lot of people standing around there with bigger gear on. So fair play to you. Every penny helps, as they say. Right, so this is about this is our Oak, folks, from Live the Brazen Head. I'm not sure who it was asked for a song from this album, but if you did, put your name down in the comments and we'll give you a wee shout out. So the last 2 songs today, and this is their song, Bring Them Home. Obviously this song was originally dedicated to the Price sisters, so it was, you can hear obviously Gary talking about it when they introduced the song, but probably one of my favourite Republican songs this year. It's so lively. Just Bring Them Home, folks, from Our Oak, Live the Brazen Head on Rebel Sundays.
Going to continue on with a song for 2 friends up here. Song originally written by 2 women called the Price Sisters, called Bring Them Home. Let's hear your voices. Well, here it's rain on the air. It's the voice of my country so fair. Oh, can't you feel? Oh, can't you see? The IRA will set them free. Well, here it's rain on the air. It's the voice of my country so fair. Oh, can't you feel? Oh, can't you see? The IRA will set them free. Well, the jail will hell me sweet. In the prison where he died lie two daughters of old Ireland, and they fill my heart with pride. For I know that England wishes that we'd let them die alone. But all the voices of old Ireland, they cry for us to bring them home. Hear it ring on the air, it's the voice of my country so fair. Oh, can't you feel, oh, can't you see, the IRA will set them free. It was the love of dear old Ireland that brought them to that prison hell. But the ghosts of Pearson Conley, they guard their lonely prison cell. And Clark and Plunkett stand beside them, MacDonagh, McDermott and Wolftown. But all the voices of old Ireland, they cry for us to bring them home. Hear it ring on the air, it's the voice of my country so fair. Oh, can't you feel, oh, can't you see, the IRA will set them free. Here we go! Pray, you men of Ireland, don't betray your daughters true. Holy stands behind our provost, for blessed they died for me and you. And though the tyrants may deny us, we shall break the hearts of stone, and all of Ireland will be singing when we bring our daughters home. Hear it ring on the air, it's the voice of my country so fair. Oh, can't you feel, oh, can't you see, the IRA will set them free. Hear it ring on the air, it's the voice of my country so fair. Oh, can't you feel, oh, can't you see, the IRA will set them free. Yes, the IRA will set them free. Thanks very much, thank you.
There we go. That is Bring Them Home there from our old folks from the legendary album recorded live in Brazenhead. So that's for all the lads from Garngad there. So it was, folks. We're going to wrap her up. We're going to play the last song of the day before we finish up with a nice anthem. John Boy just says, I'm doing a tour of Ireland with me and my mum and dad because I'm still fortunate to have them with them. Enjoy the festival. Yep, cheers, mate. Let's see. Valerie says, yeah, Ro, you and your family enjoy. Have a lovely holiday. Yes, Valerie, thank you very much. Cannot wait for it. It's badly needed, I have to say. Derek as well. Great show, Ro and Clover. If I don't see you in Dublin, we'll see you in Belfast. Let's see, I think that's all comments for us today. Folks, yeah, so if anyone's watching the show today and you enjoyed it, please drop us a wee tip or donation. We'd much appreciate if you can. So there's the wee link there. So just send it on. You can send any tips or donations through PayPal or Revolut. Just scan the wee barcode, folks, or your phone, and it'll bring you straight to it, and you can donate to the show, whatever you want, as much as possible or little as possible. All money is greatly accepted, I have to say. Yeah, so it's the 16th of July is going to be our next live show. I say I'm heading off to Santa Ponsa on Friday for a holiday. So Matt O'Reilly's will be our guest on Sunday the 16th. So looking forward to having Matt on the show then. So here goes the last song of the day. And we're going to do a wee bit of a tune that I haven't played in a while. This is from Damien's album, was recorded live in the Rock Bar. I remember telling him whenever he, I think it was when Muslim Bally scored a hat-trick against the Cream Buns, Damien was playing the Rock Bar at night, and he wrote this song literally in the car on the way down the road. So this is the Dembele on the Telly medley. And obviously Damien said he would never ever speak of Brendan Rodgers again after what he done, but I pulled him up this last week. He said, well, I didn't say I would never ever sing of him again. So I'm sure Damien will be singing about Brendan Rodgers once again because he's back at the club. So in this one here, obviously Brendan sings about being here for 10 in a row. Obviously he wasn't here for 10 in a row. I don't know what happened there. But listen, he's back. That's it. So I think it's just right. We'll throw out this wee battler. Is the Dembele on the Telly mega mix or medley, as they say, from the main man Damien Quinn, who's going to be in the Rock Bar tonight, folks. So I'm sure he'll be banging out these couple of songs again for you. So this is Damien Quinn, folks, with Dembele on the Telly, the medley. And after this, we'll go play as normal the Around the Vein. That'll be us until Sunday the 16th of July. Until then, see you all again, folks. Have a good couple of weeks, whatever you're up to. Stay safe, enjoy. It's our last one of the day. Here we go.
I saw Dembele on the Telly. He scored a hat-trick against the Huns, along with Armstrong and with Sinclair, as we trashed the Huns 5-1. Here we go again. I saw Dembele on the Telly. He scored a hat-trick against the Huns, along with Armstrong and with Sinclair, as we trashed the Huns 5-1. Well, Celtic 5, Rangers 1. Whoa, Celtic 5, Rangers 1. Whoa, Celtic 5, Rangers 1. We're all laughing at the Huns. Whoa, let's hear this. Oh, Celtic 5, Rangers 1. Whoa, Celtic 5, Rangers 1. Whoa, Celtic 5, Rangers 1. We're all laughing at the Huns. Whoa, there's only one Brendan Rodgers. He says the Huns are Tyson Rodgers. He's here to run this show and get us 10 in a row, walking in a Rodgers wonderland. There's only one Brendan Rodgers. He says the Huns are Tyson Rodgers. He's here to run this show and get us 10 in a row, walking in a Rodgers wonderland. Build a bonfire, put the Rangers on the top, put the Jambos in the middle, and we burn a bloody lot. Build a bonfire, put the Rangers on the top, put the Jambos in the middle, and we burn a bloody lot. Oh, we're having a party in the Champions League. We're having a party in the Champions League. Dirty tally and ice cream in the Champions League. Dirty tally and ice cream in the Champions League. Oh, we're having a party when Rangers die. We're having a party when Rangers die. Dirty tally and ice cream when Rangers die. Dirty tally and ice cream when Rangers die. So don't sell my cord, Paddy McCord. I just don't think you understand. 'Cause if you sell my cord, Paddy We said it's all about the hoots, no rangers. 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 But Sandy, he told us that he doesn't walk away. He said no matter what happens to Rangers, he's gonna stay. But Sammy, he told us that he doesn't walk away.
Shenafina at Safi Aligara Winds are slow Her tiem Teranikum They fudge space hair Shantir a shin share pasta the akbar Pantiran of the town and dots I in Sabar well they got their kettle on was no sell they gone their scrape they labot now be lit Charlotte cannon around David. Thanks very much, good night, God bless you all.
You've been listening to Rebel podcast of Rory Carson. To listen to this and past episodes again, and to also check out future episodes, keep an eye on our official SoundCloud page. We're also available on all social media outlets. Just search Rebel podcast. Bhí sé bhgéis seach an sin leis an fád cruúlaí Rebel le Rory McCarson. Le héisteach le seo agus hir hagran a ríis, agus na hagran atá le teach, caisúil ar siú efigil sugin ar SoundCloud, agus táid ar fáil ar gach cinneal ardan ar na main thuirseachta. Ní mór dit ach fád cruúlaí Rebel a curda.